Mm. Alcohol ASMR.
Mm. Very nice. Very nice. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is DH Thorne coming at you with my good friend and buddy, the Flesh Priest. Hopefully we have all of our technical difficulties sorted out. Half of them are because we are all suffering from turkey high. So my sound check engineer just told me that they can roughly hear us. Hopefully we sound good. And I am making a really disgusting mix of fucking diet soda and Old Tully Met whiskey. This is going to probably make me barf all over a live stream.
That sounds like it would give you the atomic Schlitz.
I think I'm already there. I think I'm pretty much ready to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Most of the reason why we were late tonight is because I just got done fucking shoveling food into my mouth like 5 minutes before we were supposed to go live, and now I'm just kind of.
And you don't even eat the turk, do you?
No, I had salmon.
You're one of those millennials.
Yeah, I had just a shit ton of food though. And you know what? I'm going to give fucking thank you for everybody here right now. And I'm going to say thank you to L the Alchemist fucking in with a super chat before the stream even started.
Right? That's what we call prepaying.
Dude.
He prepaid his miles. Like if he wants to call in tonight, L, if you want to call in tonight, you're at the front of the line, baby. So just let us know. What's up, Jen? Jen Votz is here. I got your message the other day. I just haven't had a chance to really respond. I want to put some thought into my response. I did get your private message on Discord, and it meant a lot to me. We'll just put it that way. And I want to get back to you when I can really think about what to say and how I want to say it. And I think I just ran over. Have you ever run over a microphone cable?
Oh, all the time, dude.
And have you ever had it get sucked up into the roller wheel?
Yep.
So if you guys don't mind, I'm going to be a minute. So, Des, would you mind entertaining the troops at home for a moment?
Yeah. I'm going to be much better prepared than I was last week. And I also want to say last week was chaos because I don't know how much of you could figure it out, but I could hear him in my headphones, but you couldn't hear him. So while trying to figure out what I was going to do, I have him talking on the phone in my ear, and it was just madness. EA Coeting actually said that was his favorite part of the stream is watching me just flop around like a fish on the line. I thought it was pretty funny though. So, Steroid Maximus also with the super chat says cheers. Fucking thank you, dude. And Jen, I feel bad. I also have yet to get to your message, just like DH. In my defense, Instagram is being chaotic, and I don't know why, but every time I go to check my inbox on the fucking PC, it's always crapped out. It refuses to load anything. But Discord is normally a whole hell of a lot better.
All right, I'm back. What'd I miss? You showing me your nipples?
Oh, not yet, no. Although, with this shirt, I've already showed my nipples on stream before accidentally, but this shirt in the right light, you can actually even see my tattoo through it.
Word.
It is very revealing.
Do you know who Andrew Cuomo is?
Doesn't sound familiar, no.
He's the governor of New York, the one who just got bitch slapped by the Supreme Court. I know you don't want to hear about politics, but this is relevant.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
There are many photographs of him with big honking dumbbell nipple rings showing through his shirt. He's the biggest asshole I've ever seen. He just got bitch slapped by the Supreme Court. He was trying to tell people they couldn't go to worship and pray. Well, but the Supreme Court shot him in the balls. But Google Andrew Cuomo nipple rings, guys, and let me get a comment if you think it's exciting to look at, unless you want me to show it on the screen here.
That sounds like I feel like you're trying to set up a really subtle like tub girl or something for us. Like...
Oh no, I can show it if you want to see it. Let me Google that shit. Call him Citizen Nips.
Bring back the dress, Arachno says. Fuck yes. I've got it just sitting over there. I could go change. Fuck, what? There was something... Oh, right. So, last stream, I actually...
There they are. Keep talking.
I have seen that, actually.
Have you?
Yeah.
Look at them
So
nippies. Woo! Guys,
those look like nipple bars.
dude, those things you could probably like. You know when you go to the grocery store
Mm-hmm.
and you have like a lot of shit in bags, you could probably hang at least 2 bags off of those nipples and free up one of your hands.
Oh God. A steroid Maximus says, "Come on, man, I'm gonna vomit all this turkey up."
I'm sorry, Steroid, and you just gave us fucking $10 too. That's wrong of me, bro. Thank you so much, Steroid. I hope everything's well with you. I haven't heard anything negative in a little bit, and you're always one of the nicest people on Discord. Constantly giving out freaking video game fucking
Oh yeah, seriously.
codes on Games of Glory or Good Old Games, whatever they call it now. Dude, Steroid Maximus is an ace among the cards, man. This guy is awesome. I love this guy. So
He's a fucking gentleman.
yeah, definitely a gentleman. And on that note, show him the Discord arrangement we have there.
Oh right, shit. Oh, I don't
It's
know.
not shit.
Would it be advertising for us? I don't know, man.
Oh yeah, where's that dude from last week? He's like, hey, you spent a lot of time not advertising.
You banned him.
You're gonna be here for like, yeah, I did. Yeah, fuck these people.
Which one is that?
I'm
Here
not
we go.
taking any more shite, man. I'm done taking shit from people. Discord.gg sexytree 6EETR capital E capital E. We actually have some famous and cool ass people in there, but they don't talk much. They kind of lurk. But some of them are in there. We got Necker Nikki in there. Quetting hangs out in there. Jen Vatsa hangs out there. In fact, a lot of you guys hang out in there. So if you guys use Discord
all
at
famous
all,
people around here.
if you guys use Discord at all, jump into that Discord channel, and we have all kinds of conversations. We talk about magic. We talk about spirituality. We have a politics channel that's, it's enforced with some
It's there.
It's there. It's mostly me and some other angry people chatting away in there, but it's a good fucking channel. We've done well in there so far. I'm proud of my people in there. Everybody's been very respectful, and differences have been settled by conversation. We only have a rule about being nice to people in that channel, but the whole thing is awesome. So far, we haven't had really any negative. I think we had one person we had to kick out because they broke the terms of service of Discord.
Yeah, there was just that one person that wasn't. Yeah, that was because of Discord rules. We had to say you should go.
Yep, gotta go. So it's been really good, and Jen's been going through a lot, so she hasn't been there very much. But I know she's there. She hangs out. She comes in and out, and I think everybody's with everything going on in the world right now. People are looking for breaks, and they got a lot of stuff going on in their lives, and I'm going to tell you guys a little secret. I use a program. I use a website where you can actually check. It's called Social Blade. You can check and compare yourself to other people on the internet that do stuff like this. And in the last month, my total everything dropped between 40 and 60 and 20%, depending upon which thing we're talking about. So my subscriptions, I normally get between 100 and 200 a month, at least, like 160 subs is my average per month. I got down to 80 this month. Like for real, 80. EA co-wedding is down 50%. Everybody is down right now because I think everybody is utterly just inflamed and pissed off at the world, and it's the holidays too, but usually around this time of year everything's better. My books sold like shit this month compared to usual, and I know it's not just me because again I can check a lot of things, and I'm like, wow, this is really wild, man. This is something else. Like people are starting to get weird and panicky, and that's why I did that video that I did the other day, the one I did that came out, I guess it was yesterday actually, was it?
Yeah, you know what, props to you on that too, because I checked that out, and I on days when we stream, I tend to not watch your videos or catch up because I'm going to be here talking with you for 3 or 4 hours. Last thing I want to do is listen to your voice some more.
I know. You don't like me that much. I don't like me that much, so I get it, dude.
But yeah, no, I checked that one out, and I scrolled to the bottom, and there was a lot of really positive response to that. People really appreciated that video.
Yeah, I had one negative one ask me like, so this is really just a long-winded way of saying you don't like vaccinations? And it's like, you're anti, she didn't even say you don't like vaccinations, that you're anti-vax. So you're already parroting what they call a Mockingbird media, jingoistic, or not jingoistic because that's usually positive, but slogan that you've heard to dehumanize my position. My entire video had maybe 2 minutes about vaccination, and it wasn't that vaccination's bad. It was that people shouldn't be forced into any goddamn thing. Everybody should be resisting this shit. I mean, you should not be forced is all I'm saying. Take it if you want it. Fucking wear a mask if you want it. Shelter in place. Do whatever the fuck you want. But stop being bullied by these people that are supposed to protect your fucking freedom, not this other shit. So, yeah.
Do you smell that?
What's that?
I smell fire being lit under your ass.
Sorry,
Whoa.
To be honest, my other career path was going to be a libertarian activist. Like I should be in these marches that are going on, standing in front of crowds and fucking. The problem is, I'd probably be one of the guys going, "Go home and get your shooting irons. Let's go." Yeah, I wouldn't be it wouldn't be good. Like I'm more for that level. Like when we get to that point, that's when you're gonna see. Because at that point, I'd be like, "Dude, we're talking politics. I love you, but it's coming up." So yeah, but I made that video because, number one, you can't bury your head in the sand about what's going on in the world because, I mean, in a way you can. In a way you can't. In a way, Desmond's right, assuming that's what you're doing, and that you're just avoiding all of this because it's so painful and sick and toxic and weird. I totally get it because, as I said in that video, the goal of those elite is to drag you down vibrationally so that your capability to know that you are part of divinity is lessened or completely shut off. Completely shut off. They don't want you to know that you beating within you is the soul of the source itself. They don't want you to know that. They want you hung up on the lowest, basest, worst, most boring, divisive things that they can, because they don't also want you to know that we are all one. They want you to look at someone and say, what are your pronouns? What color are you? All of anything. And do you believe in Trump? Do you believe in Biden? There's no humanity. We're dehumanizing each other constantly. That's going out the window. And this is what always happens when you have what's coming. So they're doing this to all of us. Everybody, and you're not a victim, you're a participant. Let me reiterate. You are not a victim of what's going on. You are participating in it. And I hope I'm clear here. I'm mad. And I'm mad at the fact, fuck being mad at some nebulous party or person. I'm mad at the system that is being used to fuck you. And the fact that we're all, in some way, I'm participating in it too. I know I am. Now, you can completely bury your head in the sand. That's not proper. That's detachment. That's sick. Because at some point, you're just rolling over. Unless you don't care, in which case that's fine. That's your choice, right? Like, I do make that distinction. There is nuance here. But if you're detached because you just can't fucking handle it, and you do care, but you just can't, and it's with exceptions, that's not okay. There's exceptions. I want to be clear. I'm not trying to judge people who have that issue. But they're doing this to you guys. I don't care what side of the fence you're on. I don't care who you believe in, who you're voting for, what you think. If your response, see, this is why I like Jen, because we disagree vehemently about several issues, and they're not even that bad. To be brutally honest, I think that if Jen and I were forced to cohabitate for a while and just talk this shit out, Jen and I would come to an understanding, and we'd probably be on a similar page. Much more similar than we are oppositional. So I recognize the divinity in Jen, and she recognizes it in me, and we get along. We have not dehumanized each other. We may judge this, we may think that, but we don't dehumanize. I don't say, oh, stupid liberal, oh, stupid Republican. I don't do that, and she doesn't do that. Now, I'm sorry, Flesh. I hope you understand. This is a spiritual matter. This is not, look at me talking politics. This is a spiritual matter.
I think everything inherently involves politics. You know, on some level, everything involves it. I get it. We're fine still.
We're talking about the spiritual side, which is the key, because they are trying to rob you of your sense of spiritual power, your identity as an individual part of a great whole. You're not joining with anything. You are already that. And they don't want you to know that. They want you focused, as I said in my last video, lower 2 chakra.
Jen says that you remind her of her brother.
I remind a lot of people of their brother. No, I love that. I thank you, Jen.
And I also want to point out, hey, what would be a good voice for death?
Oh, ooh, was that a question from the audience or for just from you?
No. Sorry, that's me asking you really quick.
A good voice for death? You mean the person commenting that's called death?
I mean, yes, but I'm thinking like Grim Reaper. Grim Reaper to personify.
Grim Reaper is the most silent, beautiful whisper zephyr of a kiss that you can imagine. It is ASMR of someone just subtly whispering in your ear, telling you how much they love you and they can't wait to be with you again.
Okay, well, I don't know if I could do that, but let me give.
Am I wrong? Let me hear in the comments. Am I wrong?
Death says in terms of this whole situation, just, well, people are disgusting, so I'm happy they're washing their hands.
That word. Dude, I mean, look, I'm going to say it. I think that I can't even say what it is. I'm going to call it the microparticle. I don't think the microparticle is a problem at all. I think it's a very minor. I'm not saying it's not. I mean, when I say that, please don't misunderstand. I'm saying it's so exaggerated is what I'm saying. It's way over exaggerated. Just like you could say the other way around. So what ends up happening is people who are opposed to the microparticle fear, then they compensate by being cavalier about it. When maybe we all agree, yeah, you know what? I really don't have a problem with people washing their hands and wearing masks when they handle my fucking food. I don't have a problem with that. Right? Like, I agree with you, dude. Wash your fucking hands. Wash your pillowcases. Wash your face. Don't sneeze in me. Fucking don't touch me.
Don't on me.
Like, I'll give you a hug and shit when I know you, but I'm also not a germaphobe, to be honest, because like I was raised with the idea that more dirt makes you less sick. Like, you get acclimated to dirt. Mm-hmm. Like, fuck it. Shower every 3 days, guys. Try it. No, just kidding. Wash your butt. Jennifer Vatsa, wash your butt, she says. Beautifully said. Oh, you don't even have to.
You said that she said that and you weren't calling her out for having a dirty ass.
Damn. Jennifer's dirty ass. No, we wouldn't say that. I don't think she does.
No, I'm just fucking glad you fucking stipulated, because dude, fuck, I thought that was going a different direction for us.
Well, she said wash your butt because magic is in the butt. So do you want clean magic or dirty magic, I guess, right?
Oh.
Are you a left ass cheek or right ass cheek magician? That's the question. Or do you go with the whole centerpiece thing? Like, what are you going for? Right?
Hey, man, it's the funnest when you involve both cheeks.
Well, that little area above the ass is like a trinity of self, you know?
Yeah.
Right?
Are you the right cheek path or the left cheek path? Fuck.
So I'm sorry, guys. We almost got a little heavy there, so I'm glad we got some levity back into things.
As a quick thing, our surprise call-in says that they're ready whenever, and I also wanted to announce really quick. So this last stream at the very end, I said that tonight's stream was going to be about Mothman, and that was before I realized that tonight was going to be Thanksgiving. Oh. So I'm putting Mothman off until next week. I really want to talk about that, but not this week. We still, because you and I talked about it, like, oh, we forgot about Thanksgiving. Do we still want to stream? And, EA Coetting also kind of brought this up at a different time, and we decided we wanted to stream anyways, because I feel like in this path that a lot of us are on, not everybody has family, either literally like past or whatnot, or sometimes we don't even have family that we can, that we feel close to anymore. So we still wanted to stream because we're in the position where we can, even on a night like this, and we want you to invite you guys to our Thanksgiving table and
Yeah.
have somebody here to hang out with. So I'm fucking happy that, goddamn, all 50 of you, 51 of you. Holy shit!
On a Thanksgiving, that's not bad, man. That's not bad. I was expecting like 20.
Honestly expecting 7.
Right, exactly. No, I'm proud of that. And you know, I meant what I said in that video. Like, I mean, I really did kind of have a crackle. You know what I mean? I really did. The facade of the what's the word I'm looking for? Of the oh my goodness, I can't think all of a sudden. I'm just gonna go to sleep until it comes to me.
Bear Pentacle says he was all jazzed up about cryptid talk. This is going to be a free flow episode, so I'm sure we could bring up some cryptids.
I'm sure it could come up. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not
just
much for that. Like for me, I'm not much for that. Like I look at a lot of that and go, oh,
well, that's why I'm here, because I fucking love the first books in elementary school when I could actually get my hands on fucking reading material and everything. I would pour through everything about cryptids. Fucking Nessie was my favorite. I just, sit there and rant to my dad about, oh, do you know about Ogopogo? Do you know about Nessie or Bigfoot? And he fucking lost it one day and just like, that's all fake, right? What?
You were like, yeah,
Like crushed my little soul, yeah. And then I grew up like, okay, maybe Bigfoot's fake, fuck you, but all the other ones, no. I want to believe.
Word. All right, guys, so as soon as we get another 10 likes, I'll bring in our special guest. How about that? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not there. Let's bring in our special guest. Some of you can probably predict who it's probably going to be. Special guest, are you there?
I am there.
Special guest, I reveal you unto us. Oh, wow, that's really blurry. What's going on? Oh, you're hiding your background. That's why. You intentionally hiding your background, even though it's like...
Not intentionally.
Oh, click the button. You must have done it. Yeah, because we're not going to see anything you're trying to show.
Which button is that?
It's I'm not sure, but it's going to say you know what? I
So
can find it online.
I got it. So if you go to where your camera feed is, at the top right of your screen, right click it and choose background. I think it auto selects blur, but you can choose the no
There it goes.
background effect.
I think it's good now, unless it's just because of where you are. There we go. You look good.
Yeah, the blur was enabled.
Is the dog going to burst into flames because of the candle you got under it?
Trust me, if it does, we'll scream out.
Feet back.
I know. I'm being cute because it looks like it's like right on top of it.
But yeah, also be careful with that shit because it can bite.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Ah, damn, that thing's still healing, man. Jeez.
That's the one that's not so bad too. You don't want to see the other ones.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you did to your dick by beating it, dude, but I mean, you could show me. I don't know if I want to see it.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. Everything can be set to the side for a second. Dr. Manhattan says when they were a kid, they saw a cryptid climbing their window. Please call in. I want to hear it.
Like,
Please
which one
do.
was it? Like, was it? Yeah, we'll have to maybe have that conversation. Mysterious caller. For those of you who don't know, that's Camilla Random. Well, we don't call her Random. We call her Thorne. I call her Thorne. Mrs. Thorne. Say Mr. Thorne. I like when you say Mr. Thorne.
Mr. Thorne.
Oh my God! Just imagine that, guys.
Oh, I want to interject here real quick. With all this stuff about people reminding you of their brother, believe me, you don't remind me of mine.
Hey, I might actually be a bigger douche. I'm not sure. I'm just kidding.
It's a good thing.
I might actually be a bigger douche.
No.
Oh, wow, guys. It is the holidays, right? This is the holidays to hate everybody, right? Someone cue up the Typo Negative song, We Hate Everyone.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Bringing it back old school.
We hate everyone.
Hey, I'm not biased. I hate everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you all suck.
I think my favorite part about, what's his name? Typo Negative's vocalist.
Petar Steele.
Yeah, that's the
Petra.
bitch.
Petrovich.
He sings like he's very sincerely trying to swallow his Adam's apple.
You know, when I used to smoke, I was really close to that voice, especially. I can do it now still, but I got to like work into it. I was actually thinking about doing some cover songs. I would be a little off, but you can hear the similarity. I was thinking about doing some cover songs for my channel, but I don't know how that would work. So when I found some of the you know how you find the tracks that you can sing over, they were a little off. Like they were a little different than what I was used to singing, like the tempo. So I guess they must have been copies, like they were, like somebody covered it and did it in a way that was like they could get away with it.
What they do too is if you pitch shift and slightly alter the tempo, the automatic content ID things have a harder time identifying them.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I've seen that where some people post, the exact song on there, but they just shift it a little bit so that content ID doesn't find it.
Right.
That's probably what it was.
Okay. So I don't know. It could be, but it also sounded like when you go to karaoke, it's like that. If you ever go to karaoke, the songs are a little off. So they must be some kind of like licensed bullshit that's a little different. It might be like a studio take or something that's like just a little different without the vocals in it. And it just, like I tried to sing to it, and the bouncing ball was like 2 milliseconds off or something. It was wrong. I could tell it was wrong. It was like, I don't know. You'd have to hear it when you see it. But
if you tell me the songs you want to cover, I could probably get it set up. As long as I can find vocal stems, then I can phase cancel with the original.
Give me like, I want Chris Isaac's Wicked Game. I can do that one. Yeah, I really can. I might have to smoke a whole cigar first, though, honey. Forgive me.
Well, cigars, I believe you don't inhale. You just.
Oh no, I'm gonna inhale that fucker.
You're inhaling that.
Oh,
shit?
I have to like numb my vocal cords a little bit just to get it right. Look, tobacco is like God's gift to the male voice. It really is.
To the male voice, not to the female voice.
Nah, because then you sound like ooh la la, like that lady that was chasing me around the freaking.
Oh yeah, hey.
Yeah.
I just found the studio stems for Wicked Game, so I could totally just get you set up with that.
Sure, I might do it. And give me that, and like, I don't know, Black Number One from Typo. Shit, there's a lot of them that I could do from them.
There's that one we should do together. You know which one I'm talking about.
Don't get too hot on me now.
All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey.
Oh,
that one for sure.
Fuck's sake, no.
I channeled that fucking adversarial energy today. My roommate is out of work because of, well, you know why. And I'm like, look, I know this is a weird time, and I just want to bring you some semblance of normalcy. Okay, Google, please play Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. And his eyes just fucking bulged out of his head as he looked at me and just screamed, no, stop that.
Yeah, Christian Woman's another one, Des. Put that on the list, too. That's a suggestion by Mistress Morticia. Yes.
Which list am I putting the Christian Woman on?
Oh, the karaoke list for Thorne.
Oh,
Thorne's
okay, that's
karaoke.
a different list.
I might have to put it on my BitChute channel, though, so I don't get fucking bitch slapped by fucking... I don't want to lose my channel, you know?
That'll happen to you.
Because all it takes is like 3 content strikes, and I don't even want one, so... Oh, what's that? Yeah.
Yeah, so what are you doing here, Camilla?
Yeah, what are you doing here, Camilla? You said you want to call in, and here you are.
Well,
You're just listening to us rant about stems and shit and Christian women.
I'm trying to keep some semblance of sanity with this upcoming season that really I fucking hate it, but you know, gotta make do somehow, right?
Yeah, you're going to be working pretty much starting tomorrow until at least the 20th, 22nd.
Say how many hours a week?
Well, I tell people 60 or 70 Christmas time, 60 or 70 hours a week minimum.
At least.
Yeah.
At least. I mean, we could be working 12-hour days, 7 days a week. Yeah.
Yep. So at least 60 or 70 hours a week, at least.
Anything extracurricular, such as these lovely things, will be going out the window until after Christmas.
Yeah. So we wanted to make a whole bunch.
I was hoping to have more up. I was hoping to have some small ones, but they were giving me a pain. I was having a hard time with the angles because it's a different kind of wood. They're very rounded, so I was having a hard time with the angles.
Yeah, like so they're like, imagine like a braid, like a hair braid. Like you got to line up all the nubs, you know.
Yeah.
And
and make it look good. It wasn't turning out right, so I'm gonna fuck around with them in 3 weeks. Give me 3 weeks, and I'll start messing around with them because really it's just
3 or 4. Yeah.
Ross asks if you're still producing black mirrors, and I can say,
you're about to be happy. Yeah, you're about to be happy.
I don't know if you have any currently cooking, but I know you have, I think 6 that are fresh out of the oven on the Etsy page.
Yeah, so
as of about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, so for your enjoyment, guys, everybody go to, I don't know if I have the link, I'll put it in. Hold on.
I got it hooked up.
You got it? I pinned it in the top comment. I don't know if it's still there for you guys, but go there. If you guys, so start showing them off, honey, while they're thinking about it.
Yep.
Show them a couple. Show them like 2 or 3 of your favorites that you got right there.
Well, this is actually my favorite this time around. It's got the Legion Eye. Let me see if I could get it in the camera because it's very
shit. That looks good.
So this one is the Legion mirror, more for the Shadownomicon current, and this has 2 hangers on the back. You could hang it this way or that way, whichever one you want, because the eye will always be facing up. It's a round pupil in this one.
Do you have the black light working right now?
I don't, but I could flick it on real quick.
Yeah, flick on the black light so they can see why it's also awesome for another reason.
I am fucking mad at how good she is with shit, because, like, her and I have both made loft beds, and I'm a vocational woodworker. And, like, if I showed you mine, it's, oh my, god damn it, Camilla.
So it is black light reactive, guys. Hand painted, the whole works.
Painted. This is the monochrome eye. It's black, white, and gray. And then,
look at that ass, everybody. I mean, sorry. Hi, honey.
Have done. This one is just, it's hard for me to see because my screen is very tiny and it's kind of farther away.
No, you look okay. You're holding it. You can probably bring it closer at some point, but it looks good right now.
This is just the crushed obsidian, but I included red lines, accent painted, something different. You know, I mean, realistically, it's almost like the mirror is talking to me, telling me what to put on it. You know, that's how I interpret this anyway. Magical sort of feeling to it, you know, because these things feel alive to me.
Yeah, I think that one you were just showing off was probably, it was between that one and the one that had the obsidian crushed up on just the corners and the center bits. Those 2 were my favorite. Although now that I've like gotten a really good look at that fucking eye on the one, I don't know anymore.
This is another Legion. This one is more encrusted with the obsidian. These are all also coated in resin to prevent any stones from falling off, which is something I should have done with all of them, like 2020 hindsight, you know. But this one's also has 2 hangers, so you could hang it either way. They all have at least 2 hangers. The ones with the 3 eyes are going to have 3 hangers on it, so you can have either point up or down. And then this one is a more simplified one. It's just as nice. It's actually one of my favorites.
Yeah, I think I like that one the best in some ways because it's more subdued. It's not like, you know, in your face stones. It's more like, here's some stones, here's some wood. It just kind of complements each other. And it doesn't distract your eye very much. It's more of a texture than it is. So for me,
yeah, that's what I was talking about.
I would actually really consider that one for me personally for a scrying mirror for sure. I like that one.
This is actually one of my favorites. This and the one that Elena bought are something about them. And then I have this one. This one is just fully encrusted, completely encrusted, and it's got the red lines running, 2 red lines on all sides, making a circuit. So yeah, that's that one. A little more less going on with it, but you know. And then I have the Trinity eyes.
And I love those.
I love how the green glows even in that lighting.
The green this is actually my favorite green eye I've ever done. I'll grab the light. It's if I don't knock everything over. If I could see it.
Oh, there we go.
There it is. That green eye is just, it's one of the best ones I've made. As long as I don't set my hair on fire here.
That'd be kind of fun.
I'm fucking mad.
Show them all because they all look blue.
Oh wait, that was the blue one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say they all look a little bluish because of the camera, so the camera picks up UV differently than your eyes do. So
this is the green one. It looks really like if you want a good view of it, we have it on Etsy.
I love the red under the camera.
Oh my god, that
shit,
fucking
look at that.
Eye of Sauron, son of a... I'm fucking mad that you painted those by hand because they look so good. Like, I fucking couldn't believe that when you told me, like, oh yeah, the painting was a bitch. I'm like, what are you talking about? You didn't just buy that from a factory?
No. Hand painted everything.
It's like all things, you get it down pat, it actually goes really quickly. It's drying time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the hardening of the resin. That's the biggest bitch, right? And the paint and the resin.
The resin, don't get me started on that. I bought the
Arachno. Sorry to cut you off. Arachno says, and if you act within the next 15 minutes, your mirror will come with a free shadow person. Limited availability.
Nice. Yeah, we could do that. I wouldn't want it, but we could. None of these will have any rituals done over them, guys. These are meant for you guys to play with. I don't believe in ritually
consecrate on your own.
Not with random products. If someone wants to, like, if you want to go to my thing at mindtheshadows.com and be like, hey, for a service, can you empower an object for me? Yeah, I can do that potentially, and send it out to you. I definitely offer some of that kind of stuff, but I don't do that willy-nilly like on Etsy. Yeah, for $49 you can buy this this necklace that I bought on Amazon for $20, and I'll fucking, I'll charge it up with magic powers. Yeah, no thank you, because that's not how I roll. But yeah, no. So we don't do that because there's always potential for you getting the wrong energy in it, right? There's always potential for it getting sideways. There's always, it's going to travel through the mail. It's going to be interacted. No, I'd rather you get an item that you can empower and work with yourself. So all of these are free of any interference. They're encrusted with obsidian, which you guys know is great for protection. It's excellent for either scrying with or protecting your scrying surface to be free of things that are potentially, wrong. We'll just put it that way. And it does not use glass. It uses a plastic. What is it called? It's like an acrylic or something, right? Plexiglass or something.
Lucite.
So it's it's a kind of yeah. It's like a Lexan plate, but it's black and it's nice and reflective, I guess like your phone screen or something like that. They use it a lot for when they're doing photography and they want to show off a product and they put it like on a plain black. They'll use something like that for that. So, So yeah. So this is for the holidays, guys. So I'm probably going to be plugging these for a little bit till they're gone. So if you want them, now's the time. Go to the Etsy shop, and whichever one you guys like. I also have books on there that I can autograph, and I will probably get more if there's a demand for it. So I got some there right now. So I think we're done with the buy our crap segment. I think. Anything else you want to say about buy our crap, honey?
Well, yeah, just keep an eye out after the holidays. I'm going to be diving headfirst back into this shit again. Yeah. And I'm going to potentially offer up some custom work with all this. And, I'm working on a big one for personal use, a 2-foot, big old 2-foot mirror. Potentially, could offer something up like that as well. Smaller ones, definitely. Just got to fine tune them.
Yeah, that seems like it.
Custom work, I'll do it.
Yeah,
it's a good
especially
thing.
Especially after the holidays.
Yeah, but it's only going to be the 6th until after the season is over.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, then I'll be drinking a lot of coffee.
I thought you were going to go somewhere other than coffee with that, because in your situation, I'd be drinking something a little bit stronger than coffee.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I've had my share of wine and beer at lunchtime.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it'd be a.
Told me to do-
Oh, I was gonna say, for me, it'd be a fucking rock star and cigarette in the morning and fucking whiskey for lunch.
Whiskey sounds good too. I could use one right now, actually.
I have some.
No, I shouldn't. I have to get up tomorrow.
You don't have to get slishered and sloshered. You just take a little bit and, you know.
You know me. I'm a lightweight.
I know. You smell the freaking cap and then you want to marry me, and that's how I landed you. She never would have married me, but I'm like, here, smell this wine bottle for a minute.
No, that's how I tricked you into it.
Bitch, you know it takes like gallons.
Exactly.
He does have you there, actually.
Like literal gallons. Like.
Remember the time you drank all that rum? Yeah, that was that time.
No, but I beat the rum night when we were hanging out with EA online, and I fucking the whole thing of that fake absinthium stuff. I pounded that whole bottle, and I got a 0.35 blood alcohol. I'm positive of it. I don't
know how you didn't die. Like,
because I was 320 pounds at the time, man. I'm only 270 now. That might have actually killed me now.
I've got some fucking tolerance between my bloodline and my habits, but Jesus fucking Christ, I think you literally wouldn't see me if I was blowing a 0.35.
So yeah, guys, if you want them, I'm sure they're going to be there for a few days. I think we made enough so that this will last for a couple of weeks, I'm going to assume. I mean, what did it take, 3 days for the last batch to sell out, and we only had 3 of them? So
yeah, right about there.
So these will last for at least a couple of days, and you know, but I wouldn't wait too long if you like them, because they are one of a kind. Although I'm sure you'll be making some similar ones, but they are one of a kind. So,
hey, are you good on your guys' own for a minute if I step away?
You better not leave. We need you. If you leave, I can't hold up the fort.
I honestly, after last week and suddenly seeing like, oh, this is what it's like when the other guy steps away, like that convinced me to keep a fucking bottle under my desk. Like, this is what I've been doing, Tim. Oh my God, okay.
Nah, I'm good with it. It's
okay,
good.
well, in that case, I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay, bye. We can talk politics while you're gone. All right, guys. Quick, let's talk about everything to do with everything right now. Let's talk about it.
Everything we could squeeze into these few minutes.
How about that? How about them Mets?
What about them Cowboys?
Yeah. So I'm proud of you, honey. I'm glad you started making those. I mean, you've been wanting to do something like this for a long time and get out of the rut and get out of the grind, and it's nice to see.
You know.
Yeah. Oh, Dr. Manhattan, I just saw that. Thank you, Dr. Manhattan. He says, Dr. Manhattan gave us a super chat, and he says, I saw the Hopkinsville Goblin in New York State. Hopkinsville Goblin? I've never heard of that, and I live in New York State. I wonder where... That must be in Hopkinsville. Yeah, man, that'd be cool to hear about. Let me Google that real quick. Let me Google it. Let me see. I think we got trolled. Now let's see. I don't see anything. Kelly Hopkins. I don't see anything about that.
Nothing?
No, because I see the alien thing, the Kelly Hopkinsville encounter, and she was seeing like little gremlin-looking aliens, like before the Greys were really popular. I remember that story. That's an oldie. Yeah, I don't remember what year that was. It was Billy Ray Taylor. Yeah. But that was Kentucky, though, in Christian County. Maybe that's what he's talking about. Maybe he saw that. Maybe that's what he means. Yeah, I think that's what he means. Oh, I see what he's probably saying. Let me see. Oh, so yeah, it was the one from Kentucky, but you saw them in New York. I'm taking it. Let me see. What did he say? It was red, I guess. Red wine. Let me see. Dr. Man says from Kentucky. So I'm going to assume that you're talking about you saw that weird alien creature, and I think it was an alien in the story. Yeah, extraterrestrial story. I remember that story because when I was really young, one of my favorite UFO books, they would show like what aliens might look like and what people have described them as, like people who claim to have seen them. And I remember somebody had like a really cool artist rendering of them, and it was actually pretty cool, to be honest. Let me bring the Google to the front again. Boop. Get out of the way, honey. Nobody wants to see us. So yeah. So this is like what he's talking about. This is like the sketch of it. Little man described by Elmer Sutton and drawn by. Well, that's a different person. Hold on, that was a different. Yeah, that one says Billy Ray Taylor. Somebody's lying. Who's lying? Who's lying about this?
Gotta be somebody.
You know what it is? It's probably a couple people saw the same thing. That's what it is. Oh, nice.
Different variations.
I don't know if you can see that, honey, but that's pretty cool right there.
I can't see your screen through this.
You suck. You'll have to watch the stream later.
I know, I'm horrible.
Why don't you Google it while we're doing this? And
it's hard to do on.
Do it.
That with the Skype going.
Do it. Do it.
Do it,
Do it.
Linda.
Do it. That's a pretty freaky little dude. I can see where they got like the Gremlins idea from. So what year was that from? Let me see. History. This better not be Rule 34.
Oh boy. Watch out for those.
You know what? If we weren't on fucking YouTube, I probably would. I'd Google it and see what it looks like. Yeah, 55. That makes sense, yeah. I mean, sure, you know, growing up in the 50s, especially that little round nose, like, look at that, the little, yeah, that's definitely something I could see. Like, people in the 50s, like, oh, it's going to look like a little gremlin. Sure. All right, so, Dr. Manhattan says he saw one. So he's saying he saw one. So, Dr. Manhattan, what the hell, dude? What did you see? Give us a paragraph. Like, don't make it too, like, don't write it like Stephen King, like with all kinds of, just tell us like what you saw. Like, did it run across the street?
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
No. He saw it in the 2Ks. Dr. Manhattan, if you have the ability to call in, you should call in. We're gonna probably do that in like another half hour or so. Yeah, I think Flesh Priest must be all that turkey. No, that salmon.
No, I'll be honest. The reason why I was gone for so long is because I went to grab a fucking beer and decided that I need coffee. So I fucking microwaved some real fast.
Ah, man, microwave coffee. That's how you know you have arrived.
Yeah. Okay, so I fucking wanted to get to this. Dr. Manhattan says he saw the Hopkinsville Goblin.
I must have missed that super chat.
Totally missed that.
I missed it. So was it called the Hopkinsville Goblin?
Yeah, so I fucking Google searched this.
Did you?
I know I've heard about this one.
All right. Tell us all about it, man.
It's been a fucking while. They look like little alien fucking things. They're like little knuckle draggers, like fucking Joe Rogan.
Do they have like big pointy ears and like a little knobby nose?
Yeah. Hold on, let me pull up an image.
Oh, that'd be really great. I don't think anybody. Have you guys seen a picture of this before? Do you guys? Let us know in the chat, because if you guys have not seen a picture of it.
Why do I feel like there's a joke that's on me right now?
No, dude, show us the picture, man. I really
don't trust like this.
I want to see what you come up with, man.
Well, now I feel like it's going to be more entertaining if I just act it out and not just show a picture.
Make sure you drag your...
Just whatever you do, don't Rule 34 that thing, because we're on YouTube and I don't want to get demonetized or kicked off or anything.
Yeah, but so, like, imagine me, but if I was really hot with elf ears, but also if my eyes were where my ears are right now, and I was walking around like this, just like fucking grabbing my ankles all the time.
Can I see a little bit more clavage? Would that be okay? Honey,
yeah,
I'm
sure.
talking to my wife, not you fool.
Oh. Fuck you. I've got an A cup and I'm ready to pull it out.
Wow. We got another super chat. I appreciate our conversations on Discord. The way I see it, most of us bring something to the table, so we are each benefit. That's what community is. Thank you, Lucas. I appreciate that. That's Lucas Vos, everybody.
Oh, I was about to ask who that was. Yeah. Fucking Lucas is another cool guy.
Yeah, he's very active on there. So just to reiterate, if you guys join our Discord tonight, no questions asked. You just click on there if you join while we're on stream and you say, hey, I'm new here. Can I join? We like pretty much instantly click the button for you. Like, you know, if you show up during the live stream, we don't ask any questions because we know you're cool, unless you're a dick while we're talking to you. You know, we can tell. We can usually tell. But yeah, so join us on Discord if you have not already. Discord's a fun place because there's pretty much no censorship, really. I mean, I'm sure there is, but it's more reasonable. It's like, don't talk about fucking deleting yourself and you know,
self forever sleep.
Yeah. Don't talk about don'ting, like forever don'ting.
That was the one person we had to remove. It was because of that.
Yeah. Not to bring too much attention to it, but what is that little monstrosity on the screen?
That's the fucking Hopkinsville goblin.
I've never seen that before.
Let me just okay, so while I was eating my fucking, Turkey Day meal, my roommates were watching The Lighthouse. Very mild spoilers incoming, but I am happy I didn't see that in theaters because there's a scene in there where the guy grabs a bird by the neck and starts slamming it against the rock. And I'm not gonna fucking justify it, but it was the funniest thing to me at that moment. Just the execution and not the way they shot it and everything was just so weird and out of place that it was fucking funny to me. And I feel like this is actually one cryptid I would not be intimidated by. And just grab it by the arm and give it the seagull treatment.
Very nice, very nice. I remember there was a movie, or was it a nightmare I had? I can't remember which, and I'm not going to tell you too much because it might get me booted off of YouTube. But it was a scene where they grabbed we'll say a person who is not of age at all, and smacked it into a pole or something. It was nasty, but just like you said, it was gross. It was like a Faces of Death thing. It was horrible.
I know what movie you're talking about. That was the second scariest part of that movie. The scariest part of the movie was the screams that came from the mother.
What movie was that?
Yeah.
Should I just say it?
You can say the movie.
Hereditary.
No, it was not Hereditary. No.
Oh, okay.
No, it was not Hereditary.
Talking about too.
No, there was a movie that's way old. It's like the 70s or 80s. Either that or it was a nightmare, and I just saw it as a movie in my head. Like literally grabbing a... See, I don't want to be too graphically specific because then YouTube might fart itself. Someone who is this many...
Don't on that one.
Like someone who's like this many or this many.
Jesus Christ.
And grabbing them by the feet and just go whang right into it. It was horrible. I don't know what the hell movie it was. Unless it was a nightmare.
The Death movies?
What was it?
Many Faces of Death?
It might have been. I was really young when I saw it. Either that or it was a nightmare I had as a kid. Because it's burned in there. Like I just see the bing. I hear the bing in my head. I can hear it too.
Yeah,
that's something. I saw that and I could not sleep. That was a sleepover at my cousin's house.
Yeah, that sounds like something that would never leave.
The monkey. Oh, the monkey.
Yeah.
I've heard about that. No, I've
never seen that part.
Those movies, but I've heard about the fucking monkey, dude.
The monkey.
The closest I ever came to that, I think, was the Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
Kill the monkey brains.
Yeah. At least they don't show it in the movie.
I remember that scene, and everyone's like, "That is nothing like how people are." It was so bad. It was just so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the monkey in the table. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys want to see my hidden talent?
No.
I forgot to open. not that hidden talent. I forgot to open this.
Is this going to be that thing I just saw where you tap it like 3 times and it shoots off because it's
Nope. Different.
Oh, okay.
I forgot to open the bitch, but that's okay because I have any random object laying around. So I'll just fucking... Oh, son of a bitch. This is actually going to be weird doing it where I have to hold it up so high for camera, but...
Yeah, this is exactly what I've seen. Yeah.
With the
Oh no,
three
it's not
tabs?
exactly. Oh no.
I don't
maybe
know
it's not
about that.
this. Oh, see, I'd hurt my hand doing that. I'm really like a wuss when it comes to this stuff. I'm not really cultured. I just take the bottle and smash it and then drink up the drips off the table.
You fucking lick it off the window you broke it against.
By the way, guys, I'm just curious. Am I bottoming out? Because my thing's going red a lot, and I'm just curious because I've got to like bring Flesh Priest to my house and show me how to set audio things up better because I can never seem to get my levels where I like it. But if you hear me bottoming it out where it's going like da 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 like really bad, like just let me know.
Hey, do me a favor really quick on my screen because I could see your stream scream. It's like, yeah, what the fuck?
English, man.
Speak it. I can't talk to you very well right now, man. So do me a favor because I could see the little Skype pop out, that mini thing on our Skype conversation. Close that for me for a second so I could see your OBS.
I just realized, yeah, because I got that. Yeah, so you're better now, right?
Yeah. Okay. So no, that's at 0 dB. So yeah, no, you should be fine because.
Well, I've got. See, it just read it. I've got the gain up. So let me, because I figured out like how to boost myself because I'm always like, why am I always so fucking quiet? So I've got my gain up. But I had to because I sound shitty. I also have noise suppressant on, and I've been fucking around with what the best.
Oh no, pop up. I know this is riveting live stream content, you guys.
Maybe that'll make it cooler. I just fixed it. Hopefully that sounds better.
Okay, yeah.
La la la. No.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna listen to the stream right now and deal with the devil.
You want me? I'm gonna mute you guys so you can blast.
Oh no,
you're. Shut up. See, I got the final word. See, now he can't talk. They can't hear you, so just hold on, honey. So tell me how I sound, Des. Am I all booming and banging and bouncing? What do I sound like? Does it sound good? All right. It's not like buzzing and humming and being weird. How is it in time with my sound? If I go like this? Because I synced it too. All right, cool. Cool. So that's where it should be then. So it's okay if it's bottoming out, I guess.
Time traveler.
Yeah. Right? You're like 30. Like I could say something and you'll be like, I know what Thorne's going to say in about 30 seconds. So, all right. Camila was bitching and moaning that she's got to go. I guess we're going to say goodnight.
I'm going to say goodnight.
Let's have pity on her. She's got work tomorrow, guys. So if you love Miss Camila, go to Etsy, give her your love, and we'll see what happens in the new year. If these sell out good, this is going to be a new career move, I guess. You're going to start making more of these things and other stuff too. So
other things planned as well. So even if I mean, just to get me out of where I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just that little extra because we're trying to move soon, and with everything going on, we might just buy a whole bunch of Bitcoin and gold and go fucking live in a cabin somewhere. So
it's also just nice to be able to put some creativity to use, you know. I mean, all these little ideas that I've had of what I can sell from making things, and this is actually something I can do, which is nice.
Yeah, and you enjoy it.
Enjoy it. It's actually relaxing, and unlike what people say when they come into my day job, oh, you work with the dirt, it must be so therapeutic. Yeah, let me shove your face. We'll see how therapeutic it is for you.
Yeah.
This is actually really is for me more or less therapeutic. I get in a zone.
Yeah.
You
that
know,
flow state.
As I'm gluing the stones on, it's almost like a meditation process that I go through with it.
It's that craftsman thing. I totally get it.
Yeah.
Not the craftsman like the tools craftsman, but the.
I mean, those are involved sometimes too.
So, yeah. This is the store, just so you guys know. Whoops, I should actually control it on this screen, shouldn't I? This is the store, just so you guys know. We got some great ratings already. People are happy, and buy our crap. Just everybody chant buy our crap for about 5 minutes, and then I'll be done.
Hey, that Pornhub tab that you have pulled up, that's I've seen that video too.
Oh yeah, no, that's yeah.
If I could even cause a
Nobody-
brief second of panic.
Personal check.
No, I was actually thinking, like, how could I make this funny? That was, if there was any panic, that's what it was. Like, how can I make this funny without, like, you know, exposing myself like that that guy from CNN?
You don't want you exposing yourself.
Like that me.
No, what's his name? Tuber or something like that? I think it's Tubin. Jeffrey Tubin. Did you hear about that, dude? I'm sure he just got my video demoted. It's not going to be fucking... It's going to be yellow now, the fucking $sign, when it comes back later.
It's gonna take a week for it to show up in the list.
Yeah.
Jennifer Vatsa says, I would like to buy a Yepsen. Talk to my boyfriend. He's my handler, but otherwise, fucking OnlyFans.
So yeah, honey, we got to see. People are saying Dr. Manhattan's right. I would love to live in a cabin. I would love to live in a cabin in the woods. The only problem is we're spoiled on 1 gigabit Ethernet, internet. Like if I don't get a gigabit connection or something decent, I'm going to be like, I can't live here because I like to stream and I like to do this stuff. So
You're streaming on the internet itself. It's video game streaming at the same time, because let's face it, we have 3 people in this house. We have 3 computers. We have a TV.
Got
Now,
3 epic gamers.
As is.
yeah. We might all be downloading, watching a movie. If we don't use regular cable.
All at the same time.
Yeah, because we don't watch regular cable. I refuse to fucking ever buy cable again for the channels. Like, fuck the channels. I hate
There's
all the
nothing
channels.
on.
There's nothing on, and it's all propaganda and bullshit. So
There's nothing on it. $200 a month. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Pay for the internet. Buy Hulu. There you go.
Yep. So, all right, Miss Camilla. I guess when you go to bed, just come over and appear on the screen. Kiss me goodnight. And if you need us to end early, just like throw like a hair curler at us or something.
No, actually, your voice lulls me to sleep. So.
Lullaby and good night. Have a very nice night.
That could be a compliment or a backhand, depending on how you take it.
Well,
I don't hear his snoring anymore because he doesn't sleep in bed with me anymore. So it's. I need something.
yeah, because she sleeps at night and I sleep in the day. It's like vampire. Like she's leaving. I'm like getting in the coffin right when she goes to work. I'm like, I'll see you tonight.
Fred,
What's that?
good night, Fred. Good morning, Sam.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're especially vampiric, given that you don't see daylight that often.
No, I think I'm actually getting what's that? What were we talking about earlier tonight? Psoriasis. I think I'm getting psoriasis from lack of sunlight, so I might actually have to go outside and actually just absorb a few rays because it's pretty bad. Yeah.
Don't worry, catch it from me.
I'm actually paper white again. Like if you guys rewind the clock and go to some of my older videos, I was a little darker than this. Like I'm paper white again. Like this is my natural skin tone.
Yeah, no. Now look, Camilla is just glowing and you look like a sheet of paper.
Woo! Yeah.
Damn, son.
Boy, you are not just white, you are neon white.
Like for real, like I have to be careful because when I raise my arms and you see like the white under my arms, it can blind you in normal daylight. It's like, ah! People are like, dude, take off the talcum cream. You don't need to be any whiter. I'm like, I don't wear that.
What are you talking about?
Once I get thinner, maybe I'll shave my beard off. You can see how much of a baby face I actually have because I won't need a beard to expose my chin.
I wouldn't recognize you.
Like that.
Yeah, but I wear it. Part of the reason I have it is so I can define where my chin is. When I'm skinny, you'll actually see you'll actually see what I used to look like back in the day.
I already know what you look like back in the day. I like it better with the beard.
Oh, I've been told, guys. I've been told.
I think the beard is very defining and I like it.
Yeah, but I want the Fu Manchu, and I'm working on it. It's getting longer, but I want a legit Fu Manchu that goes past my chin, and then I want like the Alan Watts.
Oh, so
like the fucking. I want that.
You're trying to achieve the Ching Chong Dong Gong.
Don't say it. We'll show that on we'll show that. Put that on Discord. You still have the link because I can find it.
Oh man,
put that on Discord. Put it on the NSFW. The funniest damn thing we ever saw in our lives was the Ching Chong Dong Gong. Oh, that's so racist with a capital R, you freak, and you brought it up. Sorry guys, my channel's gone. I apologize. It was Flesh Bree's fault.
Goodbye, everybody.
The millennial did it. You're supposed to know better. You're a millennial. This is your wheelhouse.
I'm fucking quoting here, you know?
I don't think so. I think it was you who made that up, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Look, I'm actually turning red.
That was absolutely you, Dan. Don't you lie.
It was. I'm just gonna say, like, I'm gonna dance around it, but I'm just gonna say there was one night where we stopped gaming, and just for some reason went down a weird YouTube rabbit hole with one another that culminated in us watching some videos that you would normally watch by yourself, in shame, alone, just together, just laughing our asses off as somebody used not a club to sound a gong.
You used it, not a club. I'm looking for it right now. I'm gonna find it.
They used their flesh-colored banana.
Well, what was it that we were doing? We were like, there was a website that somehow would tell you the shape and everything of your parts.
Oh, yeah. No, that's how it started. Is because I heard about Jackie Chan's penis, and because he was in porn once back in the day, and it sent me to. Yeah, I know this is not gonna get monetized at all. We know that.
No, it's done now.
It sent me on a fucking rabbit hole of that website. Yeah. All right, how many viewers did we just lose right there?
No, I think we gained a bunch, probably. I gotta find it. I don't know where it's in one of our many conversations. I'm gonna find this tonight because I'm gonna put it on our Discord so people can laugh.
Now there actually will be one of those links in your tab.
True. If you can find it somewhere on our Discord, let me know.
Oh, hey, like I said earlier, welcome to the fucking family table. Everybody who's watching during Thanksgiving, You're definitely not at the kids' table right now. I'll tell you what.
Oh.
Alrighty. On that note, I'm gonna call it a night.
Good night, Camilla.
We've got a lot of these private phone calls in here. That's why it's gonna be like one of these.
Hopefully, I'll catch you all soon.
Yeah. If you're down tomorrow, then I'll be around. But if not, I'll see you next time.
I should be down. At least the first.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I think we're going to be doing Remnant tomorrow night because I want to get whatever it was that Quetting found. I want that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll at least converse. Maybe I'll play like one of my other little unthinking games that I like this time of year.
You know, I bet you I have it in my bookmarks. Let me go see.
All right. I'll catch you later.
All right, get out of here, woman.
Later.
I love you.
Jennifer Vatsa with the 666 says, "Gotta run in a few minutes. Cheers, y'all." And we
thank you, Jen.
Appreciate you, Jen.
I found it. No, I found it. Yep.
I also have another super chat I need to get to. It's a question, actually. We'll get that one sorted out right after.
I really want to show this, but I can't.
Yeah,
I totally found
on
it.
YouTube. Oh my god, that's not.
I'm not showing it, am I?
No.
Oh, okay.
You're not.
We're gonna be like, oh, instant ban. We're done. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, that's not just a strike. That's channel removal right there.
They come to your house. They're gonna come to my house and fucking. I found it. Yep, I found the moment.
They're gonna personally forever delete.
I found it. It's only like a 2.5 minute video too, so it's like perfect.
Everybody who's not here as a part of the stream is going to check Discord tomorrow like, what the fuck? This came from the big man himself? What does this have to do with magic?
Where should I put this? In the video game? No, where should I put this?
Oh, man.
Maybe we need a new channel for like dirty shit, but then I don't want it on the thing forever.
You should put it in non-duality and chill.
What are you, high? Probably.
Shameless plugs? I don't know. Server suggestions? No, put it on the review channel. Put it on the review channel.
Are you sure?
Channel.
What, the book, video, and occultist review? No. Psychedelic chamber, maybe? Writings of the Voice. I'm going to put it in Writings of the Voice. Okay.
Yeah, that one's strangely fitting.
So anybody who's on Discord right now, go to the Discord channel and go to the voice channels and go writings of the voice, 18 over or only, please. How do I NSFW this son of a bitch?
So when you post it, if it's a link, highlight the entire link, right click it, and add a spoiler tag.
So paste it and then highlight it.
Yep.
And I don't have a spoiler tag thing.
Okay, the other thing you could do is put the double bracket.
Is it the S with the, isn't, which is the spoiler thing on the thing? Is it?
Oh, fucking, hold on.
There's like an I. I think it's the I. I bet you it's the I.
It's, oh no, you know what? I was wrong. Okay, so what you do is put a, you know the vertical lines that are just above your enter bar?
Yep, put 2 of those.
Put 2 of those before the link and 2 of those after the link.
All right, so if you guys are ready, hopefully you guys, if you guys want to see this, I don't know if you should. I was hysterically laughing. We lost our minds, guys. Adults only, NSFW as hell. It's in the Discord right now. Watch at your own risk. But, oh my God, we were probably laughing for a good solid 15, 20 minutes straight just watching that over and over and over again. It was so bad.
They're about to watch it and be so totally let down, like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? This had you cracking up for 10 minutes.
Like, not just me, we were all dying. Like, I think there was literal tears coming out of all of our eyes when we were watching this. Like, I remember it was a good 5 or 10 minutes of just, let's play that again. Oh my God. We
watched it like 3 or 4 times.
Oh my God. So I have it queued on my thing to about 1 minute and 33, but I mean, if you're adventurous, watch the whole thing. It's only 2.5 minutes long. It's actually part of a longer prawn, but I don't have a link to the whole thing for research purposes if you're looking for it. So
for work research.
For research purposes. Asking for a friend.
This is exactly what I was hoping this stream tonight would be. Is just fucking hanging out. Maybe not this exactly.
Maybe not this exact thing, but dude, it's freaking hysterical.
This kind of atmosphere.
Oh my God. So, hopefully people here have good senses of humor.
Yeah, someone says, I don't know if they want me to call him out, but somebody says, I can't find it. What the fuck?
No, someone did just say that. Dice Controller says he can't find it.
Oh, call him out, yo.
Dice, go into Discord, brother. Go into under the voice channels. There's one that says number writings of the voice, and I put okay. This is for live chat people. Totally NSFW. It has sexy parts, so that's what you're looking for, Dice. I see you there.
I see somebody responding.
Yeah, somebody's responding. Oh boy, it's lighting up. David liked it.
Oh my God. Okay,
I like when he goes, you will learn. Brang. It's like he says it stands up against 7 deadly venoms. Fuck yeah. Oh my God. Some of the best prawn in the world. Oh, fucking EA is going to be so disappointed he wasn't part of this stream, man.
Oh, he's got a fucking family to get to, man. He can't be a part of this.
People are like, good kung fu, man. Dice, did you find it yet? I feel bad for him. It's good shit.
Oh fuck. Okay. I'm gonna try to swing us around, man.
Speaking of swinging it around,
the clearly superior specimen with.
Like I'm not even ashamed, dude. I'm not even ashamed. If you can do that, dude, you deserve it, man. You deserve the props. Like
so segueing off of somebody fucking wielding the flesh thorn to hammer a gong, I go to the clearly superior specimen. Asks, I find I often experience random unprovoked spirit contacts and gnosis when I'm looking in a mirror. Do you experience this too? Why do you think it is?
I'm so sorry, dude. He's got this highbrow question right in the middle of us being just total fucking dweebs right now.
It was earlier when Camilla was on. He asked it? And yeah, I wanted her to get done first, and then I left, and I'm so sorry that we're getting to this now. I'm I'm hoping that something highbrow can bring us back, yo.
I don't know, dude. I think we've crossed that Rubicon, and there's now probably FBI running through. Okay, Dice Control, I think, has seen it. He has tagged me. He has tagged me with DH Thorne. So I'm going to assume he has now seen the illustrious. Not get out of Chamber of Voices, dude. Just get
the Way of the Wangs. 69 Chambers of Shaolin.
Hey, Dice, get out of there. Oh man. Yeah. Okay, everyone take a couple of deep breaths. If you have not watched it and you don't plan on watching it, that's probably for the best. Everyone says, no, this is perfect.
No, oh, hey, perfect. The clearly superior specimen says this is the perfect time for the question. So this...
Okay.
I'm happy that you think so.
Yes, clearly superior. On occasion, that does happen to me. Generally, if you are gazing into anything, whether it's a mirror, the sky, the back of your own eyelids, if you're entering the right state of mind, you become more receptive to both your own internal, subconscious context and the things that are trying to influence you from beyond can come through. So absolutely, 100%. Totally plausible. In fact, it's, to me, if I'm in the right kind of daydreamy state, it's the exception that I don't see something weird. Sometimes more weird than normal. So, yeah, for sure. It's totally possible, and it does happen to people, yes.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if Evil Kings is trolling us or if he's laughing, but he says, I've seen enough clowns for the lifetime. Yes, illustrious Pharaoh. New mirrors are up. They're on the Etsy store right now. Apparently, they're going to be there a little bit. So if you're interested, let it rip.
Oh,
2 of them are already in somebody's shopping cart. So hop to it, boys and girls. Hop to it.
Now, Evil Kings actually came in earlier and said they've fucking just reading the comments you did. Said it's been a long time no see.
Oh, I don't recognize Evil Kings. Maybe I know them. What's up, Evil Kings? If I do know you and I forgot you. The Divine Comedy, yes. Divine Comedy is awesome shit.
That actually, oh no, I did ask you about that. I found that funny that during one of the last live streams, there was somebody from your past who actually tuned in and like, is that
yes. You? Yeah, and I'm like, don't say nothing. No. They'll message me in private if they want to know.
I'm waiting for that moment too, man, when somebody that I know fucking tunes into this live stream, because like I don't hide what I do, but I also don't broadcast it. So some people would be very surprised, including my own family. So I'm just waiting for that moment.
There's a lot of people that I would like to just be like, "Wow, motherfucker, that's what I do now." What? Because a lot of them kind of moved on. Some of them used to do this kind of stuff with me, and they believed and they were really into it. And I see them now, and their soul is gone. Like they've been, just like that video I did yesterday. I'm talking about everything that's going on, and I'm like, part of what they're doing is they're trying to get you into a lower vibrational state, so that you don't have higher thoughts anymore. You're trapped in your lower 2 chakra, not even in your heart or your solar plexus. You're not even there. Your awareness is completely about survival and the things that you're passionate about, not in a good way, but in a negative way. Like how drunk can I get? How much fucking can I do? How much video games can I play? All escapism. Like, your sacral chakra is where escapism happens too. That's the negative side. Like if it's not properly balanced, your sacral chakra can pull you into a very escapist mentality. And so people will go, well, this world fucking sucks. I guess I'm just going to play more video games for a month straight. That's what happens. That's literally what happens. I can't tell you how many people, especially millennial age or younger, come to me for consultation or mentorship, which, by the way, I think I'm going to have a couple of open spots next month. I think 2 people are going to be leaving my mentorship program next month. So if you guys are interested in what equates to half off consultation, go to mindtheshadows.com and look up the mentorship program and see if that interests you, if you guys want to have that kind of service from me. But anyway, we would talk a lot about things, and I would notice a lot of these people come to me and they just have they practice a lot of avoidance behavior and a lot of, they're detached, they're escapist, and it's like, how many hours a week of video games do you play? because I know, because I'm like that sometimes. I go through those phases, and I used to be just a complete video game fanatic. Like I would just play 20, 30 hours of video games a week. I'm not kidding. It wasn't that much to me. It was like get home from work or whatever and just jump right on, play for 6 hours, do that every day. Totally normal for me. Now it's like if I play an hour, I feel like I'm wasting time or something. So,
oh my God, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't feel like it. But people come to me because, and it's not just that. I want to remind you guys, even books, anything can become an escapist, avenue, and you start having avoidance behavior. Well, that's what they want. They want you guys demoralized and locked in your lower third, basically, or your lower two chakras, to the point where you can't. They don't even want you to have a feeling of power through your your solar plexus. They don't even want you to feel like you can take action in your life. They want you to feel completely trapped. So you're not thinking about magic, although you may be using your imagination a lot, but then they drill it into your head that your imagination is worthless. Everybody watching this right now, you will know for a fact that when we talk about things like magic or anything spiritual or mystical or weird or cryptids, what is one of the most common retorts when you say that you saw something? Oh, it was just your imagination. They always put the word just. In fact, it's try talking about your imagination without saying the word just in front of it half the time. Most of the time you have this compulsion to be like, oh, it's just my imagination. Yeah, guys, it's just my imagination, Oh, I just used my imagination to do that. It's a diminutive way of thinking about your imagination.
And I fucking hate that, because if I can put it in a different sense of the word, like, you guys know that I do woodworking, and if somebody came up to me and said like, yeah, I want just a desk, like, excuse me, just a desk. Mm-hmm. Like, are you, like, I realize it's not the connotation, but like, just a desk. Do you have any idea how much fucking work I put into that? Do you have any idea what goes into that? Like, right? Just this.
It's just a desk.
Like, hey, barber, can I just get a fade? Oh, you're talking about that thing that took like fucking years of training to pull off and make look really good? Like, oh yeah, just that. Yeah. Go fuck yourself.
So then there's, and you're totally right, because I find myself doing that too. Like, I'll write my books, and to me, it was a pleasure. It was a fucking pleasure, to write those books. Maybe with some exception. I'm not saying that I love writing them all, but definitely Become the Maelstrom. That was, I had to stop myself at some point. I'm like, no, this is done. If I write any more, it's going to be too much to handle. I loved writing Become the Maelstrom. Like, I loved it so much that I just kept going. It was going to be like a 50,000 word book, then 80,000. I'm like, fuck it. Next thing I know, it's about 160,000. I love that book. I mean, I'm going to be doing another edition next year of everything that I have. We'll see what happens. But I loved writing that book. But when people would say, oh, what a monumental task, I'm like, it just took me about 2 or 3 months to write. Oh no, it's just 180,000. Yeah, it's just my first book. It's just, meanwhile, when I say it took me about 3 months to do it,
that's just 3 months though.
Well, not only that, but I was working on it at a fever pitch. I was working on it
I was
10 hours a day sometimes. Like, I was just like, just constant. Then after about maybe a month of doing it like that, it took me about a month to actually physically write it. And then it took about 2 months to like edit it, do the graphics for it, get it lit, figure out how to do it on Amazon, formatting it, getting test prints back. And then I held it. I didn't want to release it while I was busy at my day job because I wanted to be able to promote it. So I was like, I'm going to wait till the busy season's over. And I released it in June. I could have released it I probably could have released it in April or May easily. So I released it in June and it just blew up. It just blew up right away. It didn't take long. I'm not going to say it's like a bestseller, but for me, it's a bestseller. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, it's amazing to me. But anyway, I will say, when people say, well, what'd you do? Oh, it just took me I don't know. It's just my first book. It's just a book, And I even feel like when people are purchasing it and I go, I don't know, if you counted up all the hours I poured into it, it was an investment because I was no guarantee I was going to get anything back for it. I'm going to say probably close to 1,000 hours went into writing that, maybe a little bit less, maybe less, but maybe not 1,000 hours. It might be too much, but I don't know. Figure 6-8 hours a day, every day, pretty much for like 4 weeks straight. So that's pretty substantial. I don't know how many hours it is. Maybe not 1,000 hours, no, but it's, you know, what are we talking, like 200, 300 hours maybe, something like that. That's more realistic. Yeah, my math was off. Sorry, guys. So like maybe 200 or 300 hours went into writing that, where I didn't know if I was going to get anything for it. And that plus my other 2 books are at least half of my monthly income now. Without that, I would be homeless. So I appreciate it very much that people enjoy my books, but I think to myself, it's just half, you know, or it just took a month, or it's just my first book. So we tend to downplay our accomplishments, and they don't want us to realize that our imagination is an absolutely magnificent, it might even be the most divine thing that we do. It really might be the closest we come to godhood in our living, waking life might be our imagination. And you have to realize that the pyramids themselves would not be here without the imagination. Nothing that you experience would be there without the imagination. So don't put your imagination too below you. If someone says, oh, it was just in your imagination, be like, no, my imagination is powerful. So it's not just in my imagination. Like, let's cut that out of our way of thinking. There's nothing just in your imagination. Yes, it may have been your imagination, but don't say just my imagination. Okay? So
that's too fucking dismissive.
Yeah, it's too dismissive. It's way too dismissive. But now here's the other side of the coin, okay?
Hey, really quick, before you get into that thought, do you want me to open up live call-ins?
Yeah, we can start advertising that, and then when I get done with this thought, we'll see if anybody's there. Let's see if we can get some newcomers tonight. But we'll take anybody, but let's see. We're going to give preference to either El the Alchemist, if he's still here, if he wants to call in, or anybody who hasn't called in before. You'll get pushed to the front of the line. We'll say that. But regulars call in too if you want. We'll take you guys too. I'm not saying don't call in. I'm just saying let's aim for the newbies, because what often happens is the regulars know to call, and they call in and we talk to them for a good 15-20 minutes because they're so cool, and then the new people don't get a chance. So if there's anybody who never gets a chance to call, you're going to call in tonight and we're going to give you preferential treatment. Just be like first time caller. So this is first time callers night preferential. That's what we're going to do.
David Morgan says not only is saying it's just this, not only is that dismissive, it's also arrogant.
True. That's a kind of arrogance. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So the other side of that is by doing this, so you're taught not to like your imagination, but your imagination is powerful as fuck, and it presents itself, it presents to you a way to escape from the mundane problems in your life, because your imagination is not just your imagination, it's powerful as fuck. So what do? We play video games, we read, we watch movies, and we use our imagination, so we get stuck in a world of fantasy. Well, that's also part of the plan. So they're trying to totally keep you from knowing your power in this world by getting you grounded out on mundane problems, and then because of those mundane problems, you become addicted to the escapist fantasies that you can create for yourself with your imagination, instead of using your imagination to enact mundane and magical changes in your life to excel and to free yourself. They want you to feel like, well, there's no hope. They're everywhere. There's nothing I can do. I'll never be rich. I'll never be powerful. I'll never be free of the system. I'm always going to be a slave. There's never going to be somebody I'd want to vote for. There's never going to be a reason to vote because they steal elections. There's always war. So what's the point in being peaceful? So you end up going into a fantasy world and you get stuck there. That's also what they want, because they don't care if you're free in the astral. They want you to be a slave here. And that's that. And while you're sitting there, you're either going to become a useless consumer living in fantasy land who doesn't generate anything or do anything worth a damn, and you're going to be at the mercy of their system, or you are going to work your ass off so that you can have those little bits of opiates in the form of video games and movies and shit like that, or even literal opiates for that matter. That's what they do. You're a workaday slave. That's what you are. So now that I've cheered us all up, do we have any callers, Red?
Setting one up right now. Give me like 5 minutes. I just got to send him a message.
Oh shit! What do I say? 1776. Fuck yeah! The answer to 1984 is 1776. Fuck yeah.
What happened in 1776?
Get off my stream. We're in 1775 or 1774 right now. Just so you know.
I feel like this is something that I should remember from school.
You are kidding, right?
Of course I am.
I love you, jerk.
Am I? Am I not?
I know. You know me well enough that you're learning how to trick me once in a while. I don't like that. We're going to have to retrain
you. This is the other great thing about being chaotic is sometimes you can just say stupid shit and people will just think you're fucking with them. Sometimes you're actually stupid. You never know.
Well, the secret is if I can't read you, then I do things to pull it out of you. So
yeah,
I do find out eventually.
You found ways to fucking counter me. I'll give you that.
Here's some I don't know if you'd call it NLP, but I put it in the NLP spectrum. If you're an empath or if you're trying to be an empath, one of the things I recommend that you do is learn how to get people to react to you. Be a little off the wall, be a little zany, be a little bit too much, little TMI now and then. It doesn't have to be truth, but make it something true enough. Like, you shouldn't be ashamed of it. You should be proud of who you are. Say things that will make people react to you. Then you get a baseline reading. You see how they are when there's nothing to react to. Then you get them to react to something that anybody would react to. Like, I'm like, one of my nipples is shaped like a pentagram. People be like, what? That gives you a response in almost every case. And it may be something subtle. Maybe their eyebrow raises. Maybe something. You will subconsciously pick up and learn their body language. And it doesn't take long. Very quickly you learn to read people. And I'm going to tell you that human beings have a pretty universal body language. Everybody's got a little bit of a different dialect, but everybody's got basically the same body language. Now that combined with the third eye, your psychic abilities, enhances all of that. When it's all working on all cylinders, you literally communicate with a person's higher self, which communicates, by the way, through the subconscious. So your subconscious is the direct interface to what we collectively call the higher self, which is a misnomer, but it's a good one. So we call it the higher self. We work, when we're talking to one another, the higher self is manifesting through this blob of shit that we call a body. But the connection is subtle and broad. It's in the subconscious part. Then the body just goes, oh, our higher self wants us to do this. I'm going to do this. So when you're talking to somebody, that's what you're looking to do. And you're trying to, somebody says, Will says, interesting, being on the autistic spectrum supposedly might make me a bit harder to read. I've never had the problem reading an autistic person. I always thought they were a little peculiar, but I've never thought, and I don't mean that in a negative way, I just mean it's like a little odd. I don't think I've ever had a hard time reading people. The ones that are hardest to read are true sociopaths and people on the true psychotic spectrum can be a little hard to read. People who have literally mastered the ability to mask themselves. So I have like a 98% like accuracy rate when I really put I'm very confident in my ability to read people. But there are people that can fool me, but they can't fool me forever. I usually figure them out, and I know, there's something off there because they slip. And I'm going to give you another clue. Now, I'm a social chameleon. I think I am a little bit of a sociopath. Probably not a real one. I think I'm in the spectrum, right? Because I'm different for different people. I chameleon around different people. And everybody does that, but it's like I can be really bad at it. It's like I'm a natural NLP type of guy. When I see somebody sitting a certain way, I tend to emulate how they're sitting just naturally. It's just how I am. I tend to mirror people and frame conversations, and I do things in a way without realizing it that I'm even doing it. And then I have to sometimes I'll watch my videos and go like, damn, you're an asshole. Like you're you're a complete douchebag. Like look how you freaking walked that person into agreeing with you. But someone who is of the psychopathic, psychotic, sociopathic spectrum, people like that are very charming unless they're alone. This is why you will find in your daily life people who are on camera alone, not only do they act different, but you can sense a not okayness about them. We see this the most through text. I can read people through text. That's a rare gift. Not many people can read through text. I can't. It takes me a little bit, but I can definitely do it. I can tell when someone's testing me just to say hi, I'm like, something's wrong. Now, someone who has psychopathy, when they don't have another person to talk to feed off of, to respond and react to, they turn into a complete and utter piece of crap almost every single time. I will tell you that's why easily a fourth or more of the people you interact with online are rude and nasty and cruel because they are secretly psychotic. And they're functional. They're not a problem to society or anything like that, but they are functional, they have functional psychopathy. There's something wrong with them. And they literally don't like you. They literally, they're an alien in their mind. And so they know how to act face to face. But when it comes to writing something, unless they've trained themselves, which does happen, unless they've trained themselves to play a character or something, when they don't think somebody's watching them, they have nothing to feed back on, their true self comes out. And they're a real problem. And Death said true vampirism, very, very close to truth, yes. In my book, The Vampire's Handbook that I put out this year, link in the description, a true vampire is, we're all capable of being true vampires. Let me rephrase that. We're all true vampirism. There's no such thing as true vampires, but you could say someone is truly a vampire. That is a way to say it. Someone who is truly a vampire is like a narcissist or someone who has psychopathy. They don't have any kind of real. They can read people, but they don't really have any kind of deep empathy. Now, I will tell you, on that spectrum, I don't have deep empathy, except for animals. If I look at an animal, I have real empathy for an animal. I care a lot about aminals. I care about aminals, Flesh Priest. I care about aminals. But when it comes to people, I'm not going to say I have zero empathy. I'm going to say that I have a very passive form of empathy. I don't get choked up when people are suffering. I don't feel what people feel, but I read people like a book and I go, oh, they're sad. Oh, they're happy. But it doesn't move me, if that makes sense. I'm very stoic about it. But an animal, no. Like, okay, the movie John Wick? You all know John Wick. I would be there handing him the fucking ammo, and we all would be. But that's like how I am. Like, you fucking kick my dog, I'm gonna blow your house up. Like, you're gonna, like, your whole family's gonna die. Like,
as far as Hollywood, as far as movies go, if you want somebody to do some heinous fucking shit, just all you got to do is kill their dog, and then
right?
you just gave the audience a fucking blank check where no matter what this guy does, they will feel like it's justified because you fucking killed their dog.
And it is justified. No, fuck that. It is justified.
Eternal Serpentry says, how do you... Oh, hold on. I fucking lost the first part of it. How do you know if you are one? Would a true psycho even question if they are? I'm asking for myself.
Asking for a friend. No, he's asking for himself. Nice.
And I'd say if you're even questioning it, that's a good sign that probably fucking not.
I am not a psychiatrist. I am not a psychiatrist, so I can't give that kind of an answer. I am what I call, a magical life coach. I can do that. I can help you, but I don't do it like that. Clinically, I don't know if that's a marker. I would say very often, though, it can be. Very often, it can be.
And I've got somebody lined up, but I'm just gonna say before we do, I've had some eggnog. And
I'm gonna just jump in for a second. I just want to reiterate part of what I just said. It
My
can
bad.
be, but a person who's a true psychotic or something with these problems will emulate that, though. They will ask the question, do you think I'm narcissistic? Do you think I think I'm a narcissist? And they're doing that as a test. They're doing that as a way to, because they feel like it makes them look better. They're hiding. So be aware. Only you know if you're really asking the question. If you have ever really asked the question, if you use that as a litmus test, then, I think that clearly superior specimen says a true psycho definitely knows. I think, I'm not going to argue with that. I think they generally know because they know there's something different about them. But I feel like there's something different about me. Do I feel like a psycho? I can tell you that there's things that I would do that other people wouldn't do, and I wouldn't have any remorse about it. I wouldn't have any second thoughts about it. I'd be more concerned with getting in trouble than with the morality of it or would I feel bad? No, but I still want it to be justified, whatever it is we're talking about. I have an ethical framework where if it fits in that ethical framework, I feel nothing. Like I just feel like this is good. This is what I want to do. If it doesn't fit that ethical framework, then I have cognitive dissonance issues with it for sure. I will definitely go, well, that doesn't fit in my ethical playbook. And I'll go, I'm not going to do that because it kind of violates the rules that I have for myself. I'm like lawful evil, I guess you could say, in a way. It violates what I think is just. But what I think is justified can be pretty varied because, my ethical rule book is rather seat of the pants at the same time. So it's not based on caring. It's not based on like a 10 Commandments type system of rules. It's not based on morality. I just approach every situation as it comes and I go, does this fit the things that matter to me? And I don't have a lot of empathy for people that have wronged me. I have no problem, doing things that other people wouldn't consider doing. It just doesn't even, it actually makes me feel good to think about, So I'm sure we're all a little bit like that, but that's why I say I think I'm on the spectrum. I don't think I have those issues per se, but because I don't act on them and maybe I'm just high functioning. I don't know. But I guess you guys get what I'm saying. I'm being honest with you guys. Yeah, clearly superior says a true psycho becomes a master of camouflage. And in order to master that skill, they have to know that they're doing it. Yeah, it's a good point. In that regard, is that me? That's why I say I'm on the spectrum, but I don't think I am that because I don't quite do it like that. It's more of a don't give a fuck attitude about it than it is a like, oh, I want to hide or I want to, no. And I'm really brutally honest about a lot of things. If people get to know me long enough, like, no, he really is really sincere about a lot of things because it's like a quirk of his. He likes to be honest. And so maybe I'm more on the narcissistic spectrum, I have no shame.
Too much sometimes.
Yeah, maybe too much, I mean, I told you about my Scarlet Pimpernel on the side of my, anyway. So, okay, I think the person is waiting, right? I think we have a waiter.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm just going to say everything that I've fucking had to drink and eat is creating a fucking cauldron effect inside me. So if you see me run off camera for a minute, I'll be back. I just got to go unannounced. But that being said, let's bring in this person. I think they said their name was Cody.
Oh, I think we know Cody. At least I've heard of Cody
Summoning.
before.
Summoning.
Cody.
Summoning.
Come to us, Cody.
Yeah, Cody. Summoning. I think they're in here.
Hello?
Hi, everybody. Please welcome
Flash
Cody.
Priest. Hey guys.
What's up, Cody? Is this the
Not
Cody
much,
I sent
nice.
some books to recently?
Yeah, and
What's
I
up?
also got the scrying mirror from you guys too.
All right, sick, awesome. Welcome, pleasure to
Yeah,
meet you. Pleasure to meet your voice, your disembodied voice. What's going on?
Thanks, man. It's really nice to actually get to talk to you guys too. So I was calling in. I had a story for you guys.
Okay.
Spooky shadow
Yeah,
person story.
Yeah,
Oh,
fucking
cool.
shadow
Okay.
person story.
So you can't take a
Yeah,
dump now,
man.
Flesh Priest. You got to stick around for this.
Don't worry. I'll
Yeah, I
hold the
know.
fucking milk froth inside of me.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice.
Sorry for that image. That might be
That's-
scarier than the shadow person.
You guys think
story.
I'm the psychopath, and he's talking about his freaking frothy butt cheese over there.
Fuck yeah. Well, not that we've completely
Hi, Cody.
disturbed everybody. yeah, hi, Cody.
Dude,
All right,
it's
lay
such
it
a
on us,
trip
brother.
to
Tell us
actually
your
talk to
shadow
you
story.
guys,
Go
man.
ahead.
All right. So this is probably this was years ago. At the time I was like 18 and I was homeless and I had no particular views on anything religious or spiritual at that time. But where I was living was in these woods called Devil's Playground, which I know it's cliche, but
Hey, I'd live there. Fuck it.
That's a very
but,
standard fucking American thing. Just like, oh
right.
yeah, the devil lives here.
Well, it was like this abandoned whaling station. There's just like there's acres and like there's all this cement stuff. People tagged there. It's kind of like an icon of the area where I'm from. But and it got that name, I guess, because like even tens, 20, 30, 40 years ago, like before all that, there's like this whole thing that like people were like doing like satanic stuff and like sacrifice and all that, so it got this name in my little
Meanwhile,
town where
it
I'm
could have
from.
been just some like basic little paganistic thing, and people were like, "Oh, it's Satanist."
Right. And honestly, it doesn't even play like too big a role into the story. I guess I'm just kind of trying to
No,
No,
I
no,
fucking
no.
love that
Lay it
detail.
out, man. Yeah, turn this
But,
into. Dude, give us some of that stuff. Go ahead.
so like I said, I didn't really have any like views on religion or any of that. I really wasn't too concerned. But one day I was back there just kind of wandering around one day, and this is broad daylight, and this thing caught something out of the corner of my eye. And it was this, like, I guess it's what now I would identify as like a shadow thing, but like I didn't really know what to call it for years. But
Was it around like
it was
any
only,
old broken down buildings or anything, or was it just in the woods?
yeah. Well, it was in the woods, but it was on the property, like the premise of like this really old.
Yep.
I think it was like some kind of old, like, I don't know if whatever a whaling station is. That's what I was told that it was, or some kind of.
Okay. So there was still a structure there.
very-
Did you see it walking around in the structure or just around it?
No, it was just like off the trail
Okay.
in kind of more in the woods area, but it's all kind of the same property.
Okay. And this whaling thing. So you're in America, right? So that's
Yeah.
I think you're in America, yeah. So so you're in New England almost certainly, but you could be on the West Coast. So that's definitely a couple hundred years old potentially. That whole setup, at least 100 years old, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So shadows like jinn, there's a lot of similarity and correlation that people have made between jinn or genie or however you want to pronounce it. And I didn't put it in Shadownomicon because I didn't want to make it a book about jinn because jinn are not my forte. I know some people who are from the Middle East and I'm going to get this one dude on soon. His name's Adam. I don't know what he wants to be called when he comes on. But, he comes from that area. He's the type of person, he'll say it. He doesn't say Iran, he says Iran. He says it the right way. He's fucking awesome, this guy. I love this dude. One of my brothers, my bodybuilder guy who's teaching me to be skinny. This guy's awesome, and he knows a lot about that stuff. And, it's part of their culture a lot more. And, like, I ask him, I'm like, you tell me, like, that's your, like, just like I would expect somebody to ask me about, I don't know, something from like Paradise Lost. I ask him about that stuff. So
Right.
I didn't want to make it too much about jinn. And some people have said that they're the same. I don't agree. They're not the same. But they may be, if I was from that culture with that paradigm of belief, I would call them a jinn. I would probably call them a type of jinn or related to jinn. And one of the reasons I say that is because jinn are well known to occupy certain types of structures and places. There's jinn that like bathrooms. There's jinn that like ruins. There's jinn that like graveyards. And
there's an old superstition that jinn tend to live in trees, and so standing at the base of one gives you a higher chance of being possessed.
True. And let's be honest, jinn could just be, if we travel down the world lines of history and culture, everything traces back eventually to some kind of animistic, tendency to give everything life, gives everything spirit. A lot of people make the mistake, by the way, when you hear the term animism, that means it's an animal, like a dog or a cat. Now, while that's true, the word animal literally means living, like life thing. It's the word ana is part of animus, which is for life. So it's not animal like woof woof. It's animus. It's an animated spirit. So animism is the idea that everything has a soul in it, and not necessarily a spirit animal like a dog or something, like I said, but a soul, something. And so, like, if you look at Japanese culture with the Shinto religion, everything's got a spirit, everything's got a soul. I think that happens to be closer to the truth than it is not the truth. I think that that's way closer to reality. I'm in a way, I'm a non-dualist, animist, dark mystic, all these weird things. So a jinn could be their version of that. Their more sophisticated, mythological, dogmatic version of animism. In the acceptance that, if we look at their culture and their religion, when I say they, I mean that culture and that religion, it's similar to Christianity where God created the universe and all this stuff, and he created the angels, and then he created man, and then the angels refused to bow before man. At least that's the Paradise Lost version of the story, which Paradise Lost is actually a lot like the Arabic Muslim idea of Iblis and the jinn and all that stuff, and they don't want to kneel to mankind. It's the same idea. So the reason I don't correlate them with jinn, however, is because of their nature. If they are jinn, it's like saying they're oni, or like a demon, calling them a demon. It's just a slang term in a way. It doesn't really, they don't fit in that spectrum quite right. But I would believe that if you went back far enough, that's what they'd be called, a demon or a jinn or an oni or something. But they are something that is part of the collective conscious that is hidden, and that much we know. So we would ask, the question I would ask, was it a shadow person? Or was it something that was just taking the form of a shadow? That's often a difficult thing. That's a difficult thing to distinguish sometimes.
I think just with that, because I've read, your work, and I've kind of just had my own little bit of experience with just different, spiritual things. And I definitely agree with what you say about that, just that feeling of just sinister, just negative dread that they kind of carry with them.
Yeah.
So,
it's more than just a shock. It's more than just oh, look, that was weird. It's got
it's like before you've even processed it, your body, you just know there's just that feeling of dread. And in my experience, that doesn't really happen so much with like things that aren't specifically of that nature.
Absolutely. No, I think you're right. Though there are spirits that will do that, I want to reiterate, distinguishing a shadow person from other spirits can be hard because there is a lot of overlap. But generally, if you feel like it was a shadow person, it probably was. If you feel, because there's a subtle knowledge, especially when you're telling me the situation you saw it in. I'm thinking to myself, well, here's a place that people had to work hard. They were suffering there. There was probably a lot of blue collar guys there with, probably beating each other up and everything else. And they're slaughtering these animals and everything else. It's a whaling place. It's a dirty business. It's a miserable job. And I imagine it would be during, a time in history when people probably were abused on their job more, like they had to work crazy hours with low standards. So there's probably a lot of misery that's been embedded in that place that's based upon the shadows of the people who work there. So
definitely.
I'm gonna throw us off on a little bit more of a tangent. Any of you ever read that book Lord of the Flies?
Yeah.
Okay, so you remember how they have that that stick or something that they pass around, like only you may speak when you hold the stick.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Cody, you got that stick. I'm gonna mute him. I want to hear the rest of the story.
Oh shit!
All right.
You can't mute me.
You said you saw a shadow person while at the Devil's Playground.
Yeah. Well, and also, just
I want
to kind
all
of go
the
back to
details.
what- I'll give it to you. That felt really awkward. I was trying to be funny, but
That's why we were quiet. We're like, no, leave that with some dead air there.
it was like dead quiet, dead air. Yeah.
I think it was because I was waiting for Flesh Priest to get excited. That's why.
Oh no! If it didn't come through on camera, I was.
I mean, I did see the camera shake a little bit.
So, what you were saying though, DH, about like, just that negative and like just what you're just saying, it's like it didn't get any better whenever that shit stopped, and it kind of just became the abandoned haven for fucking chaos that it is. I mean, it's not like it ever brightened up, man. That place was a place of misery still. Like, It's where people, you know, drug addicts went and like
Oh,
gang. Like I used
yes,
to hang out back there.
yes.
I used to drink 40s and stuff back there when I was a little
Hmm.
motherfucker. And dude, you get chased out by gangs and
Yep,
crazy fucking pimps on all just.
yep.
I mean, there's no limit, man. It's like the safe haven
There's a
where you
natural
can
gate
anything
there.
goes.
Almost
Anything goes.
100%. There's a natural gate there to the abyss, almost guaranteed.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
No, 100%. I
yeah.
mean, even people that aren't spiritual or religious at all that go back there and stuff, because I got like old friends and shit that would go back there and spray paint, like, you know, graffiti writers. And like, even like they would tell me, like, they go back there and they would just feel like that dread, like something was just fucking heavy, just like watching them and stuff.
Hmm.
And I can't stress, I really can't exaggerate or give justice to just how like chaotic and awful things would get back there. Like, and it was on a regular basis. I mean, it was ridiculous. But so I'm living back there, homeless, and there's some validation in this story too. Like just a little bit later on, if like you just hear me out, it's interesting. But so I'm walking in, it's broad daylight, and this thing catches my eye, and I look, and there's this black thing, and it's probably like probably not even over 4 feet tall off the ground, and it's just
Okay.
kind of like a lump. It's not really of any specific shit. It kind of looked like something kind of hunched down, like about to just fucking jump on you, but it was just black, and it had no just no depth or anything. It's just pure like 2D black, but it had these like blaring, glowing yellow eyes, man, and it was like something out of like a Spawn comic book, if you know what
That's
that
weird
is.
because Yellow
Oh
Eyes is
fuck yeah.
usually related to Tall Man because he's usually the only one that shows up with. Everyone else is either white or red. I've never seen any other
Well,
color eyes.
it was honestly relieving when like just like, you know, here when I eventually stumbled upon your work and heard like, you know, what you've written and just pertaining to that stuff. It was almost like relief because finally something at least matches my
Hmm. It
experience.
was a
'Cause
little bit of
that's always,
validation. Yeah. I mean, and
yeah,
to
because
be
that's
fair, and I want to be brutally honest, like I always am. Some of that is internal vision. It's not something that I would say that everybody would see it the same way. I drew those characters as characters based upon the themes of things that I would see when I see them. When I see
right.
shadows out of my vision, most of the time, if I see them, it's very indistinguishable. Like it looks like the moat that I put in the book, the dark moat.
Yeah.
You know, just a little spot moving around, or it'll be like just the torso of a person you can barely make out in the dark of the woods, and then it disappears, and you look back. The other stuff is internal. Like it's clearly part of your daydream imagination, but it's vivid. It feels startling, a little scary. You feel creeped out. Maybe sometimes there's a little overlay between your imagination and reality, but you can sort of tell a difference. So what I visualize is very much within the context of my own, we'll say, cultural perception and expectation, right? So they don't, I'm sure that no two people are going to see the Hat Man the same way, except we're going to say they all have a hat. Some people see like a bowler hat, some people see a cowboy hat. Tall Man, somebody's going to be like, yeah, it's like this. Maybe he won't be tall. For me, he was tall as fuck. But the key was that he was lanky and like his limbs were long and like, just like perverse, right? Colossal Shadow is, no matter how big it is, it's like hulking and brutish and like, what the fuck is that? Like that's terrifying, but it's
Right.
it's usually, useless. So again, that's that. So I'm not going to cut you off. Was there anything else about this place? Because that's a pretty good story.
No, yeah, I'm not quite, I'm not quite done actually, but yeah, so
And
I had these blaring, like just completely sinister, just bad guy looking eyes, man, like just blaring, just glowing yellow with like lines kind of for pupils, like real thin, like
Mm-hmm.
reptilian almost looking.
And again, was this an internal thing, or was this you saw it with your naked eyes? You know
I
what I mean?
saw
Was it,
this with my naked eye. Like at the time, man, I never even had heard the word shadow person. I literally had zero interest,
sure.
completely indifferent to spirituality or anything of the sort at this
It's
time. Like
very
I was
rare to
worried,
see them with the naked eye. I've only seen them with my naked eye a handful of times, so it's
this
very
is
rare.
the only time I've ever seen anything like
Mm-hmm,
that.
mm-hmm.
And so I looked in,
Ooh,
and
I
we're
got
just,
chills. No, I believe you. I just
yeah,
got
man.
chills. Yeah, I think I just
And we were
connected a little bit to
staring at
you.
each other. We were
Yeah,
staring at each other for it had to be like maybe 4 or 5 seconds, and then it just kind of blew away like the wind.
really.
And
Okay.
And I was like, all right, that was weird. And then so like the day goes on and stuff. Later that night, it's nighttime now, and me and a couple other people I was, being freaking homeless with, we're camping out. We had a fire going. We're just, smoking and talking and stuff around the fire. And we hear all this rustling around in the woods. And so my buddy thinks maybe someone's lost or like, having a rough time. So he goes out and he's like, hey, is anyone, are you lost? Is anyone out there? And he tells me like right after that, like while this is happening, he described the same thing I saw, but he saw two of them. And
Okay.
I hadn't told anyone about this.
Yep,
I didn't
yep.
mention this. I was
So
still thinking
was
in my
there a
head,
lot of, if I can interrupt, would you say there's a lot of sexual depravity going on there? I don't just mean like people being gay. I mean, like, is there like rapes and shit that happen there? Molesting,
Yeah,
child molesting, weird shit like that?
most evil. It's the most evil place
Okay.
that
Because the tall man, as when you said yellow eyes, that's like a sign of him.
well, and
Very
maybe,
related to sexual stuff. Like it's almost always, not always, but if you read the book again, sexual depravity is a big piece of it.
Well, that was a big piece of just like the whole culture in the scene, man. Like these people I was around, like these were not good people.
Right.
Like, I mean, I was surviving amongst a lot of crazy shit. And so, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't want to go off too far on like all the little details, but I mean,
No,
dude,
it's fine.
I was around a lot of fucked up
It's
shit.
useful actually, because sometimes these little details, especially for people who don't know, it validates it for me, for one thing. It puts me in a psychic vibration of going, yeah, I can visualize and feel it. And then the people at home, they're hearing this, and now, especially if they don't have these experiences, or maybe they did too, they can be like, oh yeah, I know a place just like that. Well, that's where you're going to find shadows a lot of the times. So
That's hopefully, that's like, sorry.
Oh no, so I don't want this to come off as invalidating your experience at all, but I'm just asking questions here. So you said it was about 4 feet tall and hanging around a place of debauchery. And
Yeah.
a couple years ago, is there any chance this was actor comedian Chris Rock? Because I know that's
Womp,
a short little
womp,
dude,
womp.
and I have it under good sources that
You know
he's
what?
into some shit, and he is fucking quick.
I'm just muting
Hey,
you.
but there's
Fuck
not
that.
two of them. There's not two of them. That's my
Oh,
own.
okay,
That's
fair.
the only thing
So-
I could think of.
No, yeah, I 100% believe you then. There is no Chris Rock. Two Chris Rocks. The universe is very merciful in only
Well,
creating.
there might not have been Chris Rock, but there was a guy there named Chris, and he was selling rock. Maybe that's what was going on.
Yeah, I think he was there. I think he was there. But I'm telling you, man, like this was completely unreal. And so after that dude saw that shit, man, I was like, well, here's what I saw, and then we're all tripping, and then we were in this big like 10-person tent, like fucking living large hobos, and we hear something like outside the tent, like getting killed. Like it sounded like a pig just getting fucking killed.
Oh man, totally. Yep.
And it slowly too. And dude, I spent years trying to search everything I could, every way I could form it into a sentence in Google. I spent so much time trying to look up and trying to figure out exactly, trying to like put a name to what I saw. And honestly, that's the only thing I could really think of is shadow people. And now that you're saying the tall man, I mean, it absolutely matches the energy and just
Of that
the
place. So just to read the
neg-
correspondences, I wanted to look them up so I could read them word for word instead of going off memory. So his correspondences are greed, envy, depravity, sexual perversion, including rape, incest, pedophilia, etc., illness, enfeeblement, lack of self-control, being offensive, cowardice, neediness, and selfishness. So all of these weak kind of like the things you'd expect a bunch of perverts doing in an old, ruin to be doing, right?
right.
A lot of that. Now,
No.
yeah, like really disgusting, right? Like a lot of disgusting.
Exactly. Just the worst people, like the scum of the earth.
Yeah.
That's super fucking awesome too. That you have the validation of
No, man. Tell me
Not-
about it. Like it's
yeah,
a trip.
like that makes it so much better that you did not say anything and they saw the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. I only have maybe like 2 other decent stories about it because this type of shit just doesn't happen often, man. But this is
Now-
one of like the 3
Let-
crazy things that I've experienced.
Something you said, let me make sure I heard you right. Did you say it was hunched over?
I don't know. It was like I said, it was like it was like 2D. It had no like
Sure,
just like
sure.
how you described it. It had no real, but it was just like a lump. So, and when you say that it corresponds with the tall man. I never had made that connection, but you saying that makes me think that absolutely, and especially considering that it was broad, bright daylight. If anything, he probably would be hunched over.
Because just to help you out, the description I put for him is the tall man is never seen to wear any discernible clothing. Instead, his tall, lanky, exaggerated form is his most notable feature. However, he rarely rises to full height and tends to walk in a kind of bent over posture or on all fours in a kind of crouch posture. So when you're describing him as like being like this blobbed up kind of, like I just saw a blob, I'm picturing like something crouching that may be really big, but it's crouched to be a smaller size. And sure enough, just like I told you, his eyes, when I've seen him, his eyes are always a sickly pale greenish yellow color, and instead of the normal red or white. And so, yeah, it sounds like it's either him or it's your version of him. And of course the question arises, is it a manifestation of something of you and your friends, or is this a being that is evoked from just that much shadow energy going on there? I mean, it's remarkable. I'd love to go there. Maybe I'll find this place. It said it's the Devil's Playground. Uh-oh. Maybe I muted you guys. Is Cody still there?
Oh, no. He just, I don't know if he disconnected, but it said, yeah, he just left.
Oh.
Okay, maybe I'll take care of it. Yeah, no, he did say it was the Devil's Playground. Oh man, that sounds super fucking awesome.
Yeah, there's a place, Petrified Forest Natural Park. I mean, maybe.
Hey, do you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you again.
Oh, yep, cool, you're back.
Okay, I didn't know because you guys, everything cut out for like a minute there. Sorry about that. I don't know.
Oh no, all good, just connection. So I think
I caught what you were saying though at the end, and that's pretty spot on. I mean, it's pretty spot on to the situation.
You said this place you were at was the Devil's Playground?
Yeah. You could probably, I don't know for sure, but I know there's pictures of it and stuff like on the internet and stuff, but I don't know how easy they'd be to obtain.
I Googled it. I got a bunch of fucking movies.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Well, it's in Humboldt County specifically.
Okay.
What's
County, Northern California.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a pit stop for like graffiti writers and stuff. Like I don't know. That's kind of like a thing in my life for a while. So I just like I know that much anyway.
Sure.
And yeah, what you were saying about like maybe that was a manifestation of him or his friends, or maybe like I don't think so for that kind of an area. I mean, not writing that off the table. You sound like a pretty cool guy, but like that area, that just sounds like it has some mojo that could be going on with that kind of a history, especially with that many people all putting their thought form into, oh, yeah, this is the Devil's Playground. You don't go there.
Sure.
The devil's doing sick flips off the monkey bars. You don't want to be influenced. Like, there's a lot of fucking thought being put there that can manifest some shit.
I couldn't conjure or manifest anything like that no matter what I did. Like, that shit took tens and tens of years of hatred and just messed up stuff to create that strong of like a, you know what I mean? Just like a ground for those things to manifest. Like, it's unreal.
No, it makes sense.
And I want you to finish, but I'm also just curious. Could you guys sleep at all after hearing that fucking, as you put it, the slowly dying pig scream?
Absolutely not. We didn't sleep, no.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how I could.
Well, and then for the rest of the night, in this part, this could just be like, you know, because the tent was under trees, but like it sounded like something was just right outside the tent, just dropping little twigs, and like from the top of the tent, and they would just kind of run down, you know, the fabric of the tent until they hit the ground, and then like another one would happen like a moment later, and it was so eerie, man. Like you can say maybe it was just the tree was dropping stuff, that's possible, but either way, man, like it kind of didn't feel like that was the case, but that much I can't really.
It could have been exactly the case, but it's a synchronistic moment where it's still carrying a message along with it. So the way I put it is, like I say all the time on my show, is just because you can explain it away as being a rational thing doesn't mean that it's not magic. You know, even if it's completely provable that there was nothing paranormal about it, because I got to remind people that I'm not a believer in what we would call necessarily the supernatural. That is to say, I don't believe that, and I'm willing to see it. It's not like I have a closed mind to it, but I've never had any evidence to show that what a Hollywood would call supernatural or a scientist would call supernatural exists. I think that everything happens via natural forces, but it's done in a way that we don't always understand. So you'll have, like there will be little twigs falling and hitting your tent, but why are they hitting your tent at this exact moment, that exact way, is the question. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I'm 100% with you on that. I'm right there with you on that. I don't even think that it really is debunking anything. I just think the truth of, the nature of how everything really works, it's a little bit far out of my own comprehension, but I don't think that it debunks or like any of the way that things have portrayed it to be. I just think it's different than.
Mm-hmm. It's a matter of perspective, is what I say, because it's like I said, just because you can rationalize it as having a natural cause doesn't mean it didn't happen, and doesn't mean it wasn't significant. It's like people say, oh, remember we said before about the word just? People say, oh, it's just a coincidence. No, right. It's a coincidence. That doesn't mean it's just a coincidence. Being a coincidence doesn't mean it's inconsequential or unimportant. Why it's important, we can play games about why it's important or not. This is why I like Carl Jung, because he would point to synchronicity and say certain correspondences, certain coincidences are not mere coincidences. They carry meaning, whether that's an internal meaning that you are identifying within, your personal experience. Like, oh, it's it's kind of like, oh, I was thinking about Red Lobster today, and I saw an advertisement for Red Lobster, and then my wife came home and said, I want to have Red Lobster. And then my son comes home and is like, hey, I got a gift card to Red Lobster. Okay, so how much of that was magic? How much of that was just me noticing Red Lobster because it was on my mind? How much of that
is the advertisers fucking listening at all times?
How much of that was that? Let's not forget, like, you'll have a situation where, there's a movie you feel like, I haven't seen that movie since the 80s. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Then it comes on a commercial on TV. Well, for all you know, it was on a commercial earlier and you just weren't paying attention, and now it's in your head. So when you see the commercial, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, now it's like you add that significance to it all of a sudden.
Right. So I don't even care which direction magic is going in. That doesn't invalidate it as magic. And I try to tell people that, because if you're waiting for magic to do the impossible, it's never going to manifest that for you. Or if it does, it's going to be like the person chasing the perfect high, where they get it once and they can never have it again. If it does happen like that experience you're talking about, presuming we trust you, which we do, but assuming you're telling the truth, you'll never have that experience again, probably for the rest of your life. Nothing like that will ever happen again. Yeah, and so you're going to go through your whole life thinking, wow, I've kind of reached the max that I'm going to get with magic already. And I'm here to tell you, no, that's not true, but that's because I've seen stuff like that I can't explain. Right. I've had things where we had missing time, glowing tombstones, the weirdest fucking shit. Maybe I'll recount one of the stories for you in a minute, but the weirdest shit would happen that I can't explain. It was Hollywood level weird. And it never happened again. Now, if I just chase that, I'll never have a magical experience again for the rest of my life, because those are gifts. As E.A. Quetting said on this show once before, if magic was repeatable, it wouldn't be magic. It would be pure science at that point. It wouldn't be magic. It would lose its meaning.
It wouldn't have that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, when I do a summoning ritual with a spirit or whatever, if I ask for a sign and it's a poltergeist activity, I don't sit there and go, oh, it was just a, if I'm in the woods doing a ritual and I ask for a sign, then I hear something drop in the woods like a branch. I don't go, oh, that was just a branch dropping. I go, there's my sign, because it happened exactly when I wanted it to. Whether it was a branch or not is irrelevant. Yeah.
No, it's just all about kind of following your intuition and stuff at that point. I mean, you've already put it very well, and you've helped me to like kind of clarify my own thoughts and my own, like, you make it easier to process a lot of really obscure stuff. But I definitely know where you're coming from, I think, and I agree with you. So
yeah, it's more rational too. If we spend our whole lives, I mean, this is why I would almost, although I think it would be too much of a one-sided argument where I'd end up walking away being pissed off with, because I was a former hard skeptic after being a former hard magician. And so I know both sides of the argument very well. And I would love to, armed with my new understanding, I would love to talk to the more rational side, so long as they're not closed-minded rational skeptic, just an open-minded rational skeptic. They're going to say, oh, well, you're just kind of playing head games with yourself. I'm going to say probably, but it's worth something. It's not worthless to do so. You're still missing the point, is that perspective shift is the difference between living a mundane life where everything sucks and you go, wait a minute, there is magic and it is real. And I can confirm, just looking at the way the world's shaping up, everything I predicted as a kid is coming to pass, just not the way. Like, if I take what I said as a kid as an allegory, it's coming to pass. You can say the same thing about people's predictions about the end times. They're not far off from what's going on, I have to tell you. Like, does that mean Christianity is true and everyone else is false? No. It's just that it's possible that people being at a baseline, everybody's got an element of divinity and is capable of these things. So over time, in the aggregate, all of these pastors, even though half of them are probably just grifting, they're certainly tapping into a prophetic knowledge, and they're putting two and two together. And so then you have the other side of the tracks, which is, well, if you have a prophecy, you exploit it, like the movies, like Spies Like Us, I think it was, whatever, movies where they would act like they were the gods that came to visit the tribe, and they would, because they knew the tribe's, religion, like, oh, you look like the guy that's carved into the monolith on the side of the building, I guess you must be their god. Star Wars, that's something of Star Wars, where in Star Wars Return of the Jedi, where C-3PO is the god of the Ewoks for a minute. So and they use that to their advantage. So the same thing applies here. It's also in the Missionaria Protectiva in the Orange Catholic Bible in Dune. The Bene Gesserit sisterhood laced the religions of the world, of the universe, with the one religion anyway. They into the local customs of that religion, and into the book itself, they would leave neural pathways, we'll say, linguistic pathways for cultures to develop messiahs and folk stories that they could then exploit later on when they move into the area. So you have a culture of people like the Fremen that believe that a messiah will come, just like the Bible, like their Bible says. And so Paul Muad'Dib, arriving there, sort of does that, and he knows that he's doing that to a point. He's exploiting that a little bit. So that happens too. So that's all magical too. The ancients knew, and I'm going to leave it on this, and I think we're going to another caller. I'll let you have the last word. The ancients knew that the difference between our psychology and our spiritual side was not very much. They're intertwined. They're basically the same thing in a lot of ways. So if you understand the one, you've already got a keyhole into the other. You can already see a lot into the other. So I'll let you have the final word. So go for it, Cody. What's up? Did we lose him? Uh-oh, I think I lost Flesh Priest too. I lost everybody. I talked too much. I scared them all away. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I think we lost Cody. In the meantime, I'm going to say, hi, Johann von Engelstadt. What's up? Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Oh, I think Cody's back. Is that you, Cody?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You're back.
All right. Did I cut out?
Yeah, you cut out again. I was saying you can have the final word, and then you disappeared, so I got goofy and started saying hi to people.
Sorry, man. I'll wrap it up. I was just saying the other night I drew a sigil of Ron Zael out, and that same night, for the first time in my whole life, I've had what people, call sleep paralysis.
Okay.
And that was a trip. Like, I woke up in the middle of the night and realized I couldn't move, and felt that same feeling that we were talking about earlier of just dread and doom. And I was trying to scream, and I couldn't scream. I couldn't move. And I could move. I was trying to lift my blanket up off me, and it felt like there was like some kind of force field just pushing it back down. And there was this bright white light in my room.
Interesting. Yeah, my wife gets that a lot.
Really?
Yeah, I've never had sleep paralysis once in my life.
It's terrible, dude. Like, I can't imagine having to deal with that on any kind of regular basis. I mean, it was awful. Yeah,
she gets that, I'm not going to say once a month, but frequently enough that it probably averages to like 4 or 5 times a year, probably, maybe more.
That sucks, man. It's terrifying.
Yeah, she's kind of learned to live with it. It doesn't bother her as much as you'd think, but it does get to her some days, yeah. I mean, maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's just a difference between me and other people, the way I meditate and stuff. I frequently do the equivalent of what the gateway process people do, where before I even saw that stuff, where it's mind awake, body asleep. So I will sit perfectly still. I'll ignore all itches and I'll meditate and I'll get into a zone. And my body feels like it weighs 1,000,000,000,000 pounds. My hands feel, I actually feel like my actual hands are tiny and they're inside these giant gloves, if that makes sense. Like I feel very small inside myself. And they just feel like blobs of meat that are hanging off of something very light and airy. So, you know, I'll do that and I'll just get completely still and it feels good. It's a numbness comes over your body. But it's like intentional paralysis. Like I know because I've tested it, I can move at any time, but it doesn't feel like you can. Like it feels like you're like you can look, there's not a move, not a twitch, nothing. You're out cold. So interesting.
Well, I do kind of something similar. I mean, just in the sense I meditate a lot and I don't move a muscle. Kind of like what, you know, you've said is just like ignore any kind of like urges to, I don't know. I listen to a lot of your work, but, and now after that whole experience, it kind of creeps me out because I'm like, you know, I feel like I can't move, but I know I can. But now that I had that whole situation with the sleep paralysis happen, it's kind of like this weird paranoia thing now where I'm like, I don't know.
Well,
anyway, man.
You know, don't give in to the paranoia. Welcome it. Try to find a way to because you're feeding it when you're paranoid about it. You know, the more you resist the shadow, the more it comes. The harder it's gonna attack. You know, so to speak. Now, assuming you're following the path working in the book, which I hope you are, because you might be
slowly but surely.
Okay.
It's been a process over the past 6 months, man. I'm not taking it lightly.
No,
so
rush.
I'm really going real slow with everything and acquiring all the things and I mean, it's all a big spiritual thing, you know? I mean, it's all huge. And, so I'm not taking it lightly, but I haven't actually gotten into ritual lately, but I've been really contemplating it now that I have all the tools together and we have a full moon coming pretty soon.
Because I'm already sensing you didn't do it by the book. You messed around with some of the sigils, but you haven't opened the gate fully. You haven't done the initiation process. You haven't.
Not yet.
Yeah, that might have been a mistake because you kind of, you're not going to die. You know, you're not going to die, but you definitely need to, you know, take this the proper way because by starting playing around with the sigils and stuff. You haven't set up. Have you set up the feeding stone yet? Have you corrupted the stone yet?
I haven't. I have the stone, but I haven't like concentrated all my hatred and all that darkness into it. I haven't actually done that yet.
Yeah, so. You have unfortunately set up already. Hopefully, it's still early enough, but you've set up an adversarial relationship with them because you've. The reason I wrote it that was because they told me to put it that way. They said put it like this. Then it's not so adversarial because we'll understand that this person knows knows what they're doing, and there will be hopefully an agreement that's reached, so to speak. You know what I mean? So it's. I'm not saying you're doomed. You're not dead. You're not going to die. You didn't fuck up completely, but be aware that by doing it out of sequence, that's a little risky because you haven't set up your protections yet. You haven't set up the format that's going to allow you to interact with them in a way that has a release valve so that you have a way to separate your energy from what they're feeding on. Right now, you're it. So they're giving you sleep paralysis and fucking with you. Right. If you set up your corrupted stone and start following the format as I described, at least do the corrupted stone and use that as a feeding device. While they still may give you life lessons to make you have anxiety and pressure and problems with which to feed the stone, they're not going to drain you directly in a vampiric way, which is what's fucking you up. So it'll be by your choice. And instead of them drinking all of your energy, you can direct only the energy that you want. You dwell on the problem, you push it just like you would in meditation. Like, you know, you've probably done the exercises where you breathe in the good and breathe out the bad. Well, when you're breathing out the bad, you breathe the bad into the corrupted stone and you give that to them. So that will, I really recommend, especially if you're worried about sleep paralysis and shit.
I'm only worried to such an extent because there's not a whole lot you can do. I kind of just came to accept that it's either going to happen or it's not. And but I'm not living in fear though. I'm absolutely not living in fear.
Not yet.
Like after that.
Not yet. I don't mean to be that guy, but not yet.
No, it's okay. But honestly, man, like I've had quite a life, man. Like I know my shadows pretty fucking well, but like that doesn't mean that I've mastered it by any stretch. But I definitely been wrestling with demons and stuff for a long time, like in a psychological sense or whatever. But I don't know, man. I don't want to take up all your time. I really appreciate you guys having me on, and it was an honor to get to talk to you guys.
That's cool, man. No, you sound like a cool guy. That's a great story. That's the kind of story where, like, if I did another book, I'd be like, hey, can I borrow that story and give it anonymous credit? That was really cool. It's a good story, dude. I really appreciate that. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Because I could tell it was based on a real event, and it's a cool story, man. Really cool.
Yeah, I didn't make any of that shit up, but I know that's up to you guys to think.
No. That's what I'm saying. It sounds like, even if there's like a touch of like, oh, it looked like this, but I don't know. Doesn't matter. I could feel the tone in what you're saying. It's either totally true or you've recounted it enough times that it's become true for you. So I appreciate that, man. That was a good story. I like it.
I've tried to draw it. I've tried to draw that, like, the only thing I can really capture is the eyes, because that's all that I really saw, other than
the
just the
clearest
black
part.
blob.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know, like, I don't think I'm on any of your Facebook groups or anything. I'm really bad with technology, honestly. But,
jump in Discord and put it in the arts and crafts channel, and we'll take a look at it.
I tried to do that, and it said it had expired or something. But
that link never expires. Maybe Des could walk you through it. I don't know. It's pretty. If you see the link on the screen right now, if you type that into your search bar on your computer, it's literally a link. If you type that into your address bar, it'll take you to the Discord thing. It'll say, do you want to join this server, install the program, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So,
yeah, I'm sure I probably was just doing it wrong or something.
Yeah,
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me.
Because people are saying that they just joined just now, and that's the link they're using. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll give it a try.
All right, brother. I hope to see you there. Just put yourself as Cody so we know who it is.
Of course, dude. Have a good night, guys.
All right, man. Thanks.
Of course. Later.
What do you think, Flesh? Good shit, right? That's the kind of call I like. I like hearing those first-hand spooky stories. You're muted. Start talking with your mouth. I have no idea what you're saying, but it looks cool. It looks really meaningful. You unplugged yourself. You did something stupid, right? 1 finger for fuck you, 2 fingers for fuck me. It's like he's having a phone call with somebody who just not here. Do you guys see his expressions? This is pretty funny.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Did you do a stupid or did I do a stupid? Oh, we lost him for good. He's like, fuck all y'all. Wow. I feel bad. He left us. He's not here anymore, guys. I think Flesh Priest quit. I think this is the last time we're going to see him. He seemed really mad there. I think maybe it was when we were making too many penis jokes before. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Okay, there we go. Join the call. It won't let me join. Why won't it let me join? Damn it, Beavis. Okay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, you exist again.
Okay, good. This is so I've had 2 people try to contact me through Discord. So while the story was being told, I tried to get my complicated little setup to work so I could take Discord calls, and something broke.
Oh, so nice.
That whole time when I was trying to like talk to Cody there, apparently just I was never heard. So great. Oh well, fucking Cody, if you're listening now, I fucking love that story, and thank you so much for calling in with that. The honor was ours.
Yeah, that was good shit. All right, who's the next? How much time we got left? We've got like a half hour tops. What do we got? Let's see. We have been streaming forever. Where is my timer? So, we got about 15 more minutes. We'll give it about 15 more minutes. So we got time for.
Okay.
I'm a little loud now.
Here.
April said I'm a little loud. Does that mean that Desmond's a little soft? Is it? I'm bottoming out. Okay. Tell me when it's not so bad. Not so bad. Not so bad. Is that better or no?
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. It's like a good 40 seconds behind. I was quiet, unfortunately, too, so.
You sound fine. Sound fine
Well,
on my end.
Yeah, Flesh, it's not going to appear for you because you're hearing me on Skype.
No,
She's
no, no,
saying,
no. I switched over and I listened on YouTube. You sounded fine.
oh, well, maybe my wife needs to turn. I just turned myself down a little bit. Yeah, everybody's saying it sounds good. You know, I'm going to put it back. Hello to all of you. No, I'll put it. I'll go halfway. How about that?
So
It's not bottoming out on mine as bad now, so it should be okay.
So I've got another person on Skype lined up. I had 2 people actually contact me on Discord wanting to be on, and I fucking want to hear from them so bad because one of them we've personally hung out with, and the other one has but both of them are really fucking cool guys that I'd love to hear from. So I don't know if we're going to be able to get to them, but I definitely have this next one lined up. All of these guys we have never talked to before on stream though.
Yeah. Let's go to someone we haven't talked to before because I want to make it a first time caller night.
That's all of them. So
okay,
just, yeah, it's fucking first come first serve.
First come first serve.
Okay, so I'm gonna wrangle this motherfucker right in now. Okay. So summoning.
Come to us.
Hello there. So,
oh, I know who this is.
I didn't.
Is this my buddy boy Jeff? I think I recognize the hat. What's up, brother? You on video?
Oh, hold on. I gotta put YouTube on mute for
a
second.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just wanted to say what's up.
What's up, brother? You want to be on video?
Yeah, I'll be on video.
All right, dude.
How do I do this shit?
I don't know. I gotta find
you.
You
don't gotta do nothing. We'll set it all up right here. I say we, but really it's all on him.
Yeah, this part's all me.
I take care of the audio bullshit and fucking break it so that I'm having a screaming fit that nobody can hear on camera. He takes care of all the visual.
I can hear you fine.
Now you can, but if you tuned in 5 minutes ago, you couldn't. You'd just see me going.
What's up, Jeff? Introduce yourself to the people at home. You are now in front of about a dozen people.
How's it going? I'm Jeff. I just wanted to say what's up. DH is a good buddy of mine. I do consultations with him. He's helped me a lot with my magic.
I still want to put your video of King Paimon up, dude. I know I shared it in my, I think I did, right? I shared it on my Patreon.
Yeah, you shared
your first
it.
successful ritual with King Paimon, man. That was fucking amazing.
I'm about to do the Demon Eye on the 30th for Person.
Okay, sick. Nice.
Yeah, I can't wait to do that.
Very good, very good. So I've known Jeff for like what, almost a year now, right?
Yep. About a year.
About a year now, yeah. So you've come a long way. I mean, you had some knowledge coming into this, but you've come a long way, and you had some crazy manifestations recently that almost scared you a little bit, didn't it? It was like, oh shit, like it works.
Oh yeah.
I think if they're not scaring you a little bit, then something's wrong.
Yeah, it just it was like, what the fuck? I wasn't really expecting that. You know. I was it happened all in synchronicity. Like, I didn't really do a ritual for it. I was just in the shower thinking about what I wanted to do the ritual for, and it clicked what I was going to do it for. And then a couple hours later, I got a phone call, and the girl I was doing this shit with, and her old man that I don't like, she gave me a call, and she was talking about she split up with him, and then the next day, I guess he tried to kill himself. Which was like, holy shit.
Damn.
But I went ahead and did a follow-through ritual with Asmodeus and everything. It kind of worked.
It's a very important thing to do. Like, something you said is important there. If you do a ritual, I mean, if you're gonna do a ritual, right, and you get a manifestation, but you didn't actually do the ritual, man. Get the ritual done. Because sometimes magic works in reverse. It's the weirdest fucking thing. Sometimes if you're like, I'm going to do a ritual for XYZ, and you're getting ready to do it, and then the thing happens anyway, do the ritual anyway. Like, you might have literally caused it, retroactively. it's still part of the process, right? There's a ritual and something happens. Where it happens in time doesn't matter, as long as it actually happens. So no, that was badass. I remember you were freaking out about it, and I think I was sick that day when we were going to talk about it too. So I was all pissed. I was like, "Oh man, I really want to talk about this. This sucks."
I mean, I was expecting something, but I didn't expect it to happen like momentarily. Like it was so quick that it was just like, "What the fuck? This bitch is fucking with me right now."
Yeah.
You know, but it wasn't. It was like I was expecting like maybe something to happen after a week or longer. You know, but within 48 hours, it was like, damn. It was a good feeling. It was kind of I got shivers thinking about it.
That was crazy. That was like, oh shit, it is real. I mean, I knew it was real, but oh shit, it's real. Yeah, no, that was.
Yeah, it was like another smack in the face with reality, but a good feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys, I think I put it up on my Patreon. You had it as an unlisted video. If you guys go to my Patreon, unfortunately, you have to be a patron to see it, I think. But there's a link to this dude's ritual to King Paimon. It was beautiful. If you ever make that public, dude, let me know, and I'll put it up. You know, be like, this is my boy doing his first fucking King Paimon ritual. It's fucking beautiful, the music. Although I think the problem is you're using cryo chamber music, so that might trigger. Otherwise, I'd upload it. Otherwise, it's beautiful, man. It's fucking beautiful.
Oh, you can use it if you want. If you want to, what I got to do? Take it off of unlisted?
Yeah, just put it as a public video, and hopefully you don't get a copyright strike. And I'll link it to places occasionally. And I'll be like, check this out, you know. So
well, for what it's worth, fucking back in the day, I've uploaded some videos that had copyrighted music on it. It doesn't get you a strike against your channel. If you're using music or something in the background, they'll put their own ads on it though.
Okay.
Or they'll be making money. So,
because I did have a music video I made back in like 2007 or 8 of my wife and I going to a water park, and I used Ivy Edge of the Ocean for the background music, and it was good for like a year, and then like all of a sudden it was just like, we're putting ads on this, suck a dick, and I'm like, you know, so all right. Then I took it down. I was like, fuck you guys. So tell us a little bit, Jeff, a little bit about your path, about what you've done, how far you've come maybe since we met, the difference between, you know, what you used to do, what you do now. Tell me about how you've developed. Like, what have you seen?
All right. When I was 19, I joined the Army, and I got sent to the Peshawar Valley, and I was getting out of my mom's ultra super fucking cultist Christian fucking cult, pretty much. And the first thing I did was try to look up anything I could find about Satanism, but I wasn't really feeling Anton LaVey's stuff really well. So I found Michael W. Ford stuff when I was in Afghanistan, and I started reading about it. And then I could feel that I kind of unlocked some things in my mind when I was over in Afghanistan because of my experience with my squad leader just going out of his way just to fuck with me. I wasn't a shitbag soldier, and he was going out of his way to like fuck with me for his entertainment. And I'm in a cop, you know, and it's in a very bottom of a valley, and people are shooting down on you. It's the worst place to put a combat outpost.
Yeah.
It was Able, Maine, in the Peshawar Valley. Well, so like I kind of put my magic stuff on hold because I didn't really know what the fuck, how to do a ritual or anything. I just was reading about it, you know. I didn't put it together that I had to use my imagination or do anything like that. So fast forward, I get out of the Army, and I get real heavy into drugs, and I go into being homeless, and I was still real interested in it. But I was kind of hesitant to do any kind of rituals. And then towards the end of homelessness, I found E.A. Coetting's work, and I started reading his stuff. And then I did a ritual to Belial, because to help me get off of fucking meth and help me get my shit together, because I was about to get married and my wife was about to move down to Austin, and I was a real bad drug addict and shit.
Mm-hmm,
and within a week, I was fucking able to just drop that fucking shit like it was nothing. And fucking, I got my credit up, got an apartment, and then I started then I found you. After that, I was in my apartment, and I was looking for new kind of magic authors and find what else out there, you know. And I found you. I think S. Connolly had a Facebook post about up and coming artists or magicians, and it was Become a Living Maelstrom.
Oh, really?
And I bought that, and then I was like, you know what? I by then I had a kind of an idea about magic and the rituals, and I knew I had to imagine, like, use my imagination a little bit more, because I was kind of like, at first I didn't want to sound stupid to myself, even though I was by myself. It was like I had a self-consciousness about it. So I was like, I'm going to do it right. I want some hands-on. And that's when I reached out to you and got you as a mentor. And then you really you confirmed a bunch of stuff, made me look at shit from a whole new perspective, to where it was like, I may have thought about it, but now it makes sense. It confirmed, you know what I mean? And then I started working through Becoming a Living Maelstrom, and then bam, shit just started rolling.
It's pretty funny, yeah, because when I first met you, I mean, I think you were maybe hoping for, tell me what rituals to do and this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, no. I'm not your school teacher. I'm your mentor. I'm supposed to sit there and I'm your magical life coach. I'm supposed to, every part of you, you know, you're paying me to help you with this stuff. And it's not going to be like, there's a million billion books out there telling you what to do. I want to get your brain, I want to get you to be able to understand and identify the big picture, because, you know, you've got a destiny in magic. That's clear. You know, you definitely do. You've got a life path that you're working on to get pride and get yourself back. And you've gotten a lot back already. Like, since I've known you, I'm impressed. Like, you've done a lot of things for yourself, and you've had a lot of ups and downs, though. Let's be honest. You've had problems and stuff, but that's not a problem, right? That's the good thing. You've gone through a lot of things, and I've been proud of, like, all the times. You know, you had some, like, I remember that time we talked and it was like the lowest I ever seen you, and I'm like, oh, dude, maybe I'll just let you go for today. And but no, I mean, just in general, I've seen you find your, look, it's a lot more than the rituals, isn't it? Like, that's what you learned. It's a lot more than just the rituals. The rituals are great, but the rituals, anybody can show you a ritual. That's not.
It's a tool. The rituals are like a tool to help you get into it with help you do the magic.
Exactly, you know? Exactly, right, exactly. The rituals are a tool, but you're the one doing it. Yes. What good way to put it. Good way to put it, brother. So do you have any questions or comments or anything you want to bring up? I think we're going to try to get to one more caller, but anything else you want to say, Jeff? Is there any questions, anything? It's your moment.
Nope. I just wanted to say what's up, and I enjoy y'all shows. I watch it all the time. I'm not really interactive in the chat or anything, because I'm not really a people person. I'm not really talking to a lot of people. But I just want to say what's up. Hey, I like y'all. Yeah.
Oh, man. No, you're one of my favorite dudes. I mean, like, you know, honestly, like, I've told you, dude, like, I don't know what you think of yourself, but I'd love to have you living next door to, like, in a dark time, man. You're a good guy, man. I don't care what you think or say. Like, you're a good guy. You know, you're a fucking great guy. So,
thank you.
All right, brother. So, all right, stay strong. I guess I'll be seeing you next month, right? So,
yes, sir.
Did you have a good turkey day? Did you do all right?
Yeah, I cooked some sirloins, ate some sirloins.
Like, fuck the turkey, right? Save the turkey, eat the cow.
That's what I'm saying. Turkey isn't as great as everybody gives it credit for.
I mean, we got like some turkey tits. That's all we had was some turkey tits. I didn't get a whole turkey. We got a couple of turkey tits, and I burned those in the oven for a little bit, and that's what we had. But, you know, I can't have stuffing, right? Like, kick me in the balls. I can't have stuffing. Like, holy shit. Fucking keto. But I'm down to 270. Like, it took me a little while to lose the last 2 pounds, but down to 270. Another 50 to go, motherfucker. 30 to 50, we'll say. So, fuck yeah. Hoorah, right?
I'm happy for you.
Thank you, man. Wait till you see. You won't even know. I'll show you some older pictures of me, like when I was at my worst. You'll be like, oh, really? Yeah, pretty bad. Jeff, I love you, brother. I'll see you next week, all right?
Love you too. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Have a
good
man.
One. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. All right.
You too, dude. Fucking awesome hearing from you.
Later. Thank you. Awesome talking to you.
All right. You too, brother.
Okay. So I got another person lined up, and like like I was saying before, I'm interested to hear from all these motherfuckers, but I don't think you've ever had this guy on the show, but he's definitely been in chat and he's been in Discord. You'll definitely recognize him.
Okay, give me 1 second because I got a super chat from Johan.
Oh, yeah. Fucking super chats. Yeah, hold on a second. So we actually got 2 super chats from the great and glorious Johannes Josef von Engelstadt. He says, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And he also said, any thoughts on orbs, as they're called in the New Age community? My ex has seen them many times, and I've seen them in photographs.
Sure. Okay. So, what are orbs? Now, the prevailing wisdom is that they're significant. And they always happen in old, dusty homes. Gee, I wonder why. So, what an orb is, generally speaking, when a fragment of dust falls in front of a camera at close range, it's out of focus, and it creates an apparently translucent orb of energy on the screen, right? It's the same thing if you have like a little ant crawling across a camera. People be like, oh, look, the shadow moved across the screen. No, it was literally an ant. If you look it up, half the time that's what it is. Now, what did I say earlier, though? Just because you can explain it doesn't mean it doesn't have meaning. So, A, it is just a flake of dust, and it will happen the most in old homes with dust and cloth furniture and shit. You know, especially like where do most ghost hunting happen? Usually an old, seldom occupied dwelling with a lot of dust. It's usually old, so there's a lot of dust, and then you got a whole bunch of people suddenly moving around doing a ghost hunt. So yeah, of course you're going to have some dust kicked up. It's almost always, in fact, it is always dust. I've never seen a picture of stuff that wasn't dust. But theoretically, that mote of dust is synchronistically happening. Now, if we're not talking about one on camera, that's a different story. Can't tell you because I've never seen one. I will also tell you, when I was younger, we used to have these things called rods. If you're like a 90s kids, you'll know that for a little while, rods were like the big deal. Well, all rods are is an insect flying past the screen, and the frame rate of the camera makes it look like it's like a spinning rod flying through. What is this strange? I'm like, it's a bug, you fucking fool. Like, these people are so dumb. And Lucas Vos says, I've had orbs on IR cameras. Of course you have. You know how an IR camera generally works, right? Usually an IR camera is a bright flashlight with a camera in the middle. It's just it shoots out infrared light, not visible light. Usually, like most real infrared cameras. And I got a little secret for you. Your cell phone camera, I don't know about this personal brand that I have right here, but pretty much all cell phone cameras, if you take your TV remote and you run the video camera, you'll see the flickering light of your TV remote. Like it'll literally, the part that's invisible will show up. So there's a little bit of infrared capability and UV capability in a lot of these phones because that's how it does things. So orbs are, at best, synchronistic moments on film. At best. At worst, it's usually nothing. I don't count orbs unless it's really significant. Like it literally has to be like, spirit, if you are here, come to me. And then I will suddenly feel a spirit coming to me and feel it happening. And as I'm videotaping it, there's also an orb floating into me. All right, now I'll take that as a possibility. I have examples of my own videos. If you watch my own ritual videos, you will see what will appear like ghostly apparitions appearing in my videos. I am the first person to point out that's a lens flare caused by the flame. The thing is, it will happen, though, in places that are significant. I've had them where I'm like, I feel the spirit right around here, and sure enough, on the lens flare, for some reason, that's where it was on the lens flare. Not every time, because if I don't say it unless I feel it, but it's really weird. But it is just, and here's that word just again, a lens flare. But the lens flare may be significant. The orb may be significant. All of these things could be significant. So at the end of the day, a lot of that has to do with your interpretation of it.
I'm happy you put it that way, because that's one thing that I've always grappled with orbs, is that it's just dust. It's just all these things, but that doesn't take away from the significance that it can have. Context is so important with a lot of these things.
Exactly.
It's just like we say with other magic, like with my experience, a branch falling in the forest has no significance at all under most circumstances. That's just a fucking branch falling, except for the specific moment it happens, the context of that moment, that branch falling, can be very significant.
Sure, exactly that.
Little things like that.
I would also like to point out that, let's say you had an alien who doesn't understand speech, or let's say you're looking at your dog and your dog's making kind of noises with his mouth, right? It would be kind of like saying that, oh, that human is not talking. It's just making noise with its voice box. Okay, that's kind of what a rational skeptic does when they look at an orb and say, ah, that's just dust. Most of the time, probably. But sometimes there's significance. Just like I recommend that you use incense smoke to have physical manifestation via using the incense smoke as a manifestation medium. If you're in a room with little to no airflow whatsoever, it's like you're in your bedroom with the windows closed, doors closed, no fan running, no air conditioner, no heat running, nothing. It's dead air. And you're watching that, and you're careful with your breath. It's microparticle season. Put your little mask on and do a ritual with the mask on. Watch the smoke move. Should be straight up for the most part, right? It should just be boop, just a line. And maybe that's how it starts, but you do your ritual and you sit and you're talking to the spirit. Next thing you know, it's dancing and making weird shapes. And every now and then you'll see a significant shape in that smoke. Scientists would say it's just air currents. It's just the smoke, nothing to it. Why did it happen right when it happened, though? I've got a video not too long ago. I was doing a ritual for somebody, and there was a moment where I felt this urge that like the smoke was mirroring me. And so I went back and forth with the smoke, and I'm like a good 2, 3, 4 feet away from it. And as I'm going back and forth, it's literally mirroring me, waving back and forth perfectly, like I was causing it or it was causing me to move. It was the freakiest fucking thing I've seen in a long time. It's on video. You can watch it. Caught on film. Like, I can't explain it. Now, somebody would say, well, when you were moving, you were causing an air disturbance. Yes, at 3 feet away, instantaneous, perfect timing, where it's like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Perfect like that? No, we were like connected. It was the weird, and I felt it. I felt like I was part of it. Like I felt the connection to the smoke that wasn't air currents at all. So, was it just air currents? Don't know. It was weird though.
I gotta confess too. So you really delved into this path, and when you were telling me all about it, I was still very much just like, oh, okay, yeah, DH, okay, yeah, tell me about the spirits. Can we just go back to playing video games right now, dude? And you were telling me things about the incense smoke and everything, and I basically gave that same fucking delivery. Just, oh, well, yeah, the micro adjustments in the air and everything. And then I've been under that same exact circumstance with just fucking dead air moving straight up, and I'm far away from it, and suddenly it will just fucking
it's like a little whoosh, a little wiggle. Yeah.
At the most significant of moments, when I haven't been doing anything differently, it's like, okay, that's weird.
That's weird.
It's like, so yeah, I you know what? I got a plate right here, and there is crow on it, and I'm fucking dining, motherfucker.
Yeah, I remember when I told you about it, you're like, oh, okay, that made you watch it. You're like, yeah, that was weird. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know if that was before or after you started getting seriously into it or not.
That was before. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But Are you ready?
I am ready.
Fucking
my
ready.
body is
BH, for
fucking
this.
ready, baby.
You
Let's
fucking-
do this shit.
All right, I'm very fucking special summoning. I think you're gonna like this dude. Okay, he's been waiting very patiently.
First time caller, but apparently we know them.
Oh
First
yeah.
time caller, but apparently we know them. Is it going to be Santa Claus?
Oh no, they're unavailable. Oh, son of a bitch! No, you get in here.
No, you blew him up so big. I hope they didn't like say fuck it, I'm going to bed because Thorne's an asshole.
Yeah, I fucking hope not. Hold on.
Is it possible that they would? Would they be mad at me for being a person?
I don't think so. I did that. Oh, whoops, my fucking dumbass. Doing it live, folks. Doing it live. And I hate this thing that Discord does, where when it's your first time contacting somebody, they won't let you just add them by their actual name. You got to type in this whole live semicolon dot cid dot random string of numbers bullshit, which is why it takes me so long to retry the calls each time.
Womp,
Oh yes, Jeff 524. These are Skype calls. Oh god damn it!
You know, someday I'll have to get a burner phone and figure out how to hook it in. Be like, call me, motherfuckers. Call me at. I guess you can do that on Skype, right? You can have people call you on Skype, right? You get a Skype number. Yeah, I just realized that. I mean, like with a phone number, like you can actually dial a phone number and get to Skype.
Hold on. Okay, so there. Okay, I am going to try calling this person direct and then adding you to the call because I think something's going weird on my end.
You broke it again.
All right.
Oh, I'm here alone again. You guys can probably see him, but I can't hear him. Oh, nope, he's gone. All right, let me leave this call so I'm available. Let's see. All right, let me.
But I got to do the summoning tradition.
I know who it is. We just never have him on before. I know who that is.
Please welcome DH Thorne to the stream.
Oh,
DH
hi
Thorne,
everybody. I'm glad
what
to
you
call
calling
in. I'm a big fan of the show, and I want to tell you about the time that I farted out a food ghost.
But okay, so technical difficulties are now out of the way. Everybody, please welcome Norse 900.
There won't be any airplanes flying over this time, will there? Just kidding. What's going on, Norse?
Not as many, man. They're just went over about 5 minutes ago.
We got about 2 minutes then. What's going on, brother?
Hey, not much, man. Just calling to say, hey, how's it going?
And, that's going good. As well as can be expected with the whole world about to hit fucking revolutionary civil war, great reset, lockdown, everybody go to the gulag. But other than that, it's pretty fucking great, man. Just need an asteroid next, but yeah, it's pretty fun. I'm glad we opened those gates. Everybody's facing their shit right now. It's great.
No, I don't see it happening. I really don't.
Which thing? The gulags? No, I don't think so either. I think people are gonna snap out of it.
Yeah, I think they'll calm down a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I don't think anything super bad is gonna happen, really. But that's just my opinion, and I don't.
Well, they got to boil the frog slowly enough that if it's either the good guys win or they boil the frog, and it's not going to be tomorrow.
Okay, you know what? It's decided. We need Norse on more often.
Yeah. So I was doing a baneful working the other day, right? Okay. And I have worked with the shadows and like since the gate, really, right? Just here and there. And so I called Legion up and everything like that, and did what I needed to do because a friend of mine needed some help, right? And the interesting thing was the entire next day I wanted to curse the whole fucking world, dude. You know, I was really surprised at how used to those feelings you get while you're working with the current daily.
Yep.
So when I hadn't been working with it for a while, I was ready to take on the whole damn world, dude. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and it's true because like you said, like the more you work in these different currents, the more accustomed you get to weird ideas that you wouldn't normally be thinking. Like, especially like if you're someone who's like kind of moralistic to begin with, and you're working your
Sure.
way into this path of left-hand path magic and stuff, you'll eventually just get like, let's see, what's the darkest, most demented curse I can land on somebody, and not worry about it. Like yeah, let's see. I bet you I can have them. I'm not even going to say the twisted crap that you'll think of, that just becomes normal and part of your normal life, and that you're actually thinking that is pretty weird. I think. I don't know if that's the same thing you're talking about, but
Sure.
for me,
Yeah, you don't get it. Excuse me. You get used to it, and then when you haven't had it for a while, it's a bit of a culture shock.
Oh, that's the worst though. That's why I did that grounded out video 2 weeks ago, because like
Sure.
here I have been flying high, like fucking, like I don't know, just nothing but success, nothing but magic, nothing but spiritual moments and revelations and synchronicity, and then because of all the shit that's going on, getting me distracted, I just feel grounded out, and it's just like my rituals are suffering. Everything I do has been suffering. It's been really hard to focus because my attention's elsewhere. Let's be honest. That's what it is, and it's the worst feeling. And then when it comes back, it's the best feeling, right? So
Yeah, it's like a nice dark blanket that wraps over you.
yeah, there's nothing better than just going, oh, yeah, this is real. This is. It's funny because I've found that the mages that I trust the most, the ones that I go, you guys are really good at what you do, are the ones that will freely admit that they have moments of doubt about whether it's all real. Because I think that magic works best when you're straddling the line of belief and disbelief. I really do, because I've noted that people who get the strongest manifestations are the ones who do it despite having a little bit of question about it. Kind of like, is this real? Well, I'm going to do the ritual anyway and find out. That open-mindedness is like I keep saying keyhole a lot. That's the magic word for this show. Is a keyhole to the manifestation. It's like you have to doubt it without denying it. If you have too much faith, you fuck yourself, because then your belief gets in the way. But if you have a little bit of doubt but an open mind to it could be real, somehow that creates the separation of energy that you need to release the energy of the ritual for something to actually manifest, I think. Because I've noticed, again, when I get a newbie, like, I wouldn't call Jeff a newbie, but he's on the newer end. He does things, he's getting a little bit of success here and there, and then bam, he gets that big one. I'm like, because it didn't hurt that you're still in that newbie stage where, is this real? Like, will this work? I don't know, I'm going to try it anyway. It's pretty cool.
I think part of that goes into just being disconnected from the results.
Exactly right. That's kind of my point. That's a big piece of it anyway. I don't know if that's the whole piece. Maybe the spirits want to impress the person. Maybe. What do you think, Norse? Do you think there's anything to that, or am I barking up the wrong palm tree?
No. I think you got something there, because I consider myself a skeptical believer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, all right, yeah, did this really happen, or did I really see that thing? How likely was this, without intervention, if you will?
Yep.
And I think, hold on, I'm trying to collect my thought. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We get that a lot on here, especially when EA's with us. We get that a lot. I'm just kidding. Yeah. We love EA, man. I hope he comes on next week. Maybe we'll do aliens next week. We'll give him something to talk about.
But I think it's once you get, I think it's a lot easier to let things go, and so things manifest more when you've had more experiences with it, more familiar with it. It's not routine, but it's not brand new. You're not worrying about as many of the little fine things that you used to nitpick over. Should this candle complete 90-degree angle? But before I light it, or something like that, right? Right. So I think that helps get the mind out of the way. Let magic happen.
Yeah, and it can't become mundane. If you're doing magic so much that it's just Tuesday, then it's not magic anymore, right? It's got to be something that is done sparingly a little bit. That's different for everybody. Some people it is Tuesday, but for me it's got to be. I've got to feel that special marvel, that childlike wonder when I attempt a ritual. Like, if I don't feel that, it may still work, but
if it just becomes a fucking toaster that you use every morning, Just
Mhm.
like, yeah.
Yeah, if it becomes a response to every problem or crisis, if it becomes, all of that, that's never good. It should
Sure.
really be for, it's almost like they say it's for entertainment purposes only. I mean, it's not, but it's almost like that. Like, don't take it too
Right.
seriously or else you're going to be miserable. One question I'm going to ask you, let's see how you answer this question. I do ask this to
Yeah.
people occasionally. If it was proven to you that magic ritual did nothing, in other words, if someone could prove to you that magic ritual had no effect on the world whatsoever, would you still do it?
Oh yeah, of course.
See,
And
that's
because
mm-mm.
it's an effect on me, and that's kind of what matters most, right?
Yeah. So that's the litmus test, guys. I really think that's a litmus test. Would you do it anyway, even if someone came to you and said magic doesn't do anything, and proved it? Like be honest,
Yeah.
like you were like, man, I guess I was wrong. Magic, spirits aren't real, magic isn't real. If your answer is, I would still do it anyway, because if nothing else, it would inspire me, it would have subconscious effects or whatever, then I think that you have the magical world is your oyster at that point. I think that is the not
Fuck
just the
yeah.
healthiest, but the most powerful state. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but it really is. That
Sure.
my field of fucks is barren, is the attitude to have. You can't give a fuck about it.
What was it that EA said? I wish I could remember the exact words he said, but the power of not giving a fuck.
The power of not, yeah, the power of fuck it.
That's, yeah.
I don't know if that's what he said, but that's what I'm saying. I don't know if I don't
Close
remember what he
enough.
said. Yeah, close enough. Yeah, I think that's a big thing. I think that's a big thing, Norse. What's your projects right now? So you said you're doing the curse. What projects are you working on?
Well, the curse was a friend that needed help, but I'm reading through the Book of Gates, the magical interpretation, if you will.
Okay.
Also doing Archangels of Magic,
Okay.
because I was in ritual with Belial, and he said you should do the Archangels of Magic, work through it. I'm like, why the fuck would I want to do that, right?
Yep.
Something about staving off madness when you start doing Book of Gates and then going into Lovecraftian, and then I'll probably go back
Sure,
to the
sure.
shadows.
Yep.
So
That's
it's a
tough
way
because you
to,
kind of got to lean into the madness a little bit for Lovecraft to make sense, and then, but then you got to pull out. You got to be like, okay, I went crazy enough. Time to go back to yep.
Hold on, my son's waving me to the door. What the hell? Hold on. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
Oh, you're good.
Right now, dude. I'm on the phone, man. Sorry, dude. All right,
I'm on
sorry
the phone
about
too
that.
now. Fuck it.
No, nothing to apologize for.
No,
All
you're
good.
cool, man.
So he's been making videos with some video creator all day. So he had one that he was going to show me. Yeah, I guess in a sense that's magic too.
Yeah, don't
So-
forget. I mean, little kids do magic just by breathing half the time. So, kids
Yeah, I'm
kids are
pretty-
impressive like that.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna show abilities here for too much longer. But I'm kind of waiting for it to be on him because I don't talk to him about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how to be a parent, but I know for me, I don't. Like some people will be amazed, like, "Oh, your son must be so lucky to have." No, I don't touch magic with him at all. It's
Yeah, no,
it's just dad's wacky. He doesn't think it's weird. He thinks it's normal. Even though for most of his life, I didn't do this. It was only in the last 2 years, and he's into engineering. He's somewhat skeptical about a lot of things, like doesn't believe in God. Like we tried, I just out of family tradition, I'm like, here's a couple Bibles I used to read, like the cartoon Bibles. At least give yourself something to think about, like, and this is back like 10, 15 years ago before I really was like, fuck Christianity or anything. I was like, here, check these out. At least you got some cool stories in it. Think of it like Lord of the Rings or something, but it's got, Christians in it.
Yeah.
No, I completely said no. It's if you ever want to talk about these things, I'm open, but I'm not going to pollute your brain with what I believe. I want you to figure it out. At least think about it. Like I don't want to pollute your course in life. And then once I got into doing this, he's like, well, at first I thought it was kind of weird, Dad, but then all of a sudden these crows just came back to the area. We haven't had crows my whole life, and they just suddenly, the whole yard is full of crows all the time. And right when you were working with that crow demon you were talking about, and all these things, and I'm like, He's like, no, I see it. I totally see it, and I don't know what to believe, but I believe that there's a reason to believe in it, I guess is how he'd put it. So
Sure.
I don't like the idea of polluting kids spiritually.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, my wife's an atheist, right? So we had agreed long before I got back into the occult that, you know, we were going to raise him secular, so he can make his own choice whenever he feels that's right for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I mean, I would probably say that the furthest I would go is put the options there, but don't like say, hey, do this one. You can say I like this one, because kids tend to either want to be just like us or revolt against us, right? This is the one I like, and here's why. But I don't do the whole you got to do rituals with me. I got to teach you magic. Let's go to church. Never going to happen for me as a parent. It's just not. That's not how I would do it. Yeah, just wouldn't be how I would do it. I want him to sink or swim on his own. Yeah. So how's the weather there? At least you guys. It must be beautiful this time of year where you are.
There's one season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you get like a little difference, right? I mean, I guess not. I guess it's always kind of
a few degrees, so it's more comfortable. That's for sure. And it's almost a little chilly in the mornings. But now, when I say chilly, it says it's like 66 outside.
yeah. I was gonna say, I know chilly ain't that much. But I don't know. My grandfather, he was stationed there, and he said it was like heaven on earth. It was the closest thing to heaven he's ever had. He could imagine. Yeah.
I've been here 2 years, and I have about a year left, unless I find another position here. So we'll see.
Yeah. Dr. Manhattan said something. He says, hard to believe that DH became a magician only a few years ago. If you know my life story, you know that there was an intervening period of like 15 plus years where I was a hard skeptic. From about 12 to about 21-ish, 22, maybe 23, I forget. A little bit after 9/11, I guess you could say. Not long after that, maybe 2002, 2003. So from when I was about 12 till about 2003, so about 10 years or so, I was actively practicing something supernatural or magical or something in that spectrum that entire time, starting mostly with hypnosis and the Necronomicon, and then shadow people and all the other kind of crazy shit started happening. End of the world cult that I had going and everything. 10 years went by where I was a skeptic, at least 15 years for sure altogether, but 10 years for sure I was like a skeptic. Well, yeah, so he says, Dr. Manhattan says, you give off the vibe of someone I've done magic for 20 years vibe. I had an awakening a few years ago to non-dualism. And I had it naturally. I didn't take a chemical. I wasn't on psychedelics. But I had a kind of maybe less vivid ego death than someone on psychedelics would have. But I had that. And it was for a moment, I'm like, oh shit, I'm not D.H. Thorne. I'm the universe. I get really bang, like hit bang, full hard. Like to the point where for sometimes it's hard for me to think of other people as other people. I do because I enjoy being D.H. Thorne, but I don't. When I look at Flesh Priest, I'm like, that's like my elbow. Like, I don't feel like he's completely, I don't feel him, but I don't feel separation. I'm like, no, he's a part of who I am. And I'm a part of who he is. You know, we're part of the same thing.
Just bring it in here, brother. Hug it out.
Hey, there's times I get pissed at myself and hit myself. Don't be too proud. But no, seriously. So I had that. And so maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a lot of people, it takes a long time for them to have that kind of an awakening and that kind of moment. But it can happen instantly. It's not about how many years. I've known little kids that get it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be a grown-ass man. But I'll say something about the 40s, though. Norse, how old are you?
I'm 43.
Yeah. Something about the 40s. Magicians can be powerful and weird up till then, but something about the 40s. There's like, obviously you have your edgy teen years where everyone's like, oh, I'm a Satanist and I talk to demons, and maybe they do. I did.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But then, like, it's goofy and stupid. You know? Like, as a 40-something looking at those teens and 20-somethings, I'm just like, of course you're the son of a demon, right? Of course and you're the savior of the universe, because either it's a coping mechanism people have, and that's
don't
what
bring
they're
the
doing.
20-somethings into this.
Well, no, you're in the later 20s. You don't count anymore. talking about the 16 to 22 age group, really. That's usually when the worst of the self-delusion happens in magic. Everyone's like, they get convinced of these elaborate stories that make them so special. And then they hit their mid-20s and it's not true and they throw it in the garbage and they never talk. That's kind of what happened to me. Like, I'm not going to lie. That's a piece of what happened to me. I expected magic to be more than it was turning out to be. Like, I was like, if I can manifest these things that I want, why can't I make the moon fall? Why can't I do the most amazing shit if I can do this other shit? And it wasn't a matter of learning the right spells. It was what's you know, I got too big for my britches, I guess, and I disillusioned myself. The shadow people were a constant drain on my soul and character, all of the above, and I just became, as a defense mechanism, I guess, you know, because I started to think, well, maybe I'm psychotic or something, maybe I'm having schizophrenia, maybe I'm not really seeing things, maybe I'm literally imagining it, and that's all it is. I'm just imagining it, and as I weaned myself off of it, it went away, and I became a normal person with a humble life. I still believed in something. I don't know what I believed, but then that eradicated after time too. I became beyond secular. I was a hardcore atheist skeptic. So, yeah.
Yeah, I never the atheist skeptic phase. I always had a connection, but I would take long breaks between practice, right? So I used to sneak psychic books at the because I was raised as a Mormon, right? So I had to sneak psychic books at the library and read them there. So I did that for a while, and then in my teens I was kind of interested in the darker stuff, but I wanted the identity more than I wanted the actual ability, right?
Okay. Yep.
And then anything for like 10 years at least, you know, and eventually it just kind of pulls you back into it, you know, whether you want to or not. So
that's what it is too. You know, it's like there is a pull. It's almost like that Call of Cthulhu. Yeah. And for me, that was almost literal because the first, I'm going to get the hiccups now. Pardon me, guys. Because the first pull I had back into magic, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, I can tell you the whole story, but it was simply, I was listening to Alan Watts one day after having my awakening and starting to believe, not in God, but I believed in a source self. I believed in the non-dualistic perspective. I knew that I was connected, that everything was one thing, having separate experiences, but they're the same thing. And as I'm having this epiphany, and I'm listening to Alan Watts one day while bored at work doodling.
Yeah, if you're fucking listening to Alex Jones, you might not have said Alex Jones, but that's what I heard in my head. If you're listening to Alex Jones to relax instead of Alan Watts, then oh man, I don't even know what your life has come to. If that's that's relaxation.
That's dark, dude. Your life is dark. And I listen to Alex Jones from time to time. Yeah, you got to be really dark to really be fucking happy.
Not to wind down, though.
No, definitely not. He's more like, you know, to go on a tangent, Alex Jones is good, kind of like when you watch the movie Men in Black, and they go to the thing and they pick up the fake newspapers, and hidden within the fake stories is the real news, you know? It's kind of like that, you know, like he, as wrong as he might be about details, like he'll say, oh, this was like a total this and that and the other thing, and he'll be wrong about that. But then he's right about the overall picture of the Great Reset and all the shit that they want to do. He knew he was right. He wasn't right in every way, but nobody else was saying it. Let's just put it that way. He's saying this stuff 20 years ago, and here it is. So, yeah, you could say like he's full of shit, but he got their script, you know? He got the script anyway. That's what I think, you know? So
I want to snapshot this conversation, and I'm at the end of the stream. I'm gonna call back to it.
Okay, and Roxy Love says Alex Jones equals Alan Watts laugh my ass off. P. Nice, because they are kind of like the opposite. It's so great. So I'm listening to Alan Watts, and he had talked about how people are losing something when they do not go and give these religious experiences a chance. To paraphrase, it's like a good couple minutes of lecture, but he's talking about how If you go to India or China, even if you're a Christian or you don't believe in anything, you're a total atheist skeptic, go into the temples and light some incense and salute the Buddhas and go through the rituals, because there's something there. It may not be what they're telling you it is, but there's a reason that you do it. There's something pleasurable about it. There's a reason. Don't throw it away. Even if you know it's bullshit and bunk, it still has value to the human experience. And I'm like, I haven't done black magic in a long ass time. And I used to love doing black magic. I used to love feeling like the son of a demon. I love that shit. Let me go back and let me do some searches and see who's doing magic these days. I mean, it's the current year. I'm sure somebody's got live rituals performed on YouTube by now, even if just to like do a fake version of it. Let me just see what it looks like. And one of the first people I found was E.A. Quetting. And I saw him doing something with S. Ben Kane, and I'm like, well, the Lovecraftian current's cool as shit. Fuck it, I know that's fake. Let me do that first. Like, let me really, like, this way there's no pressure about it being real, but I'm gonna do it as proper as possible, knowing what I know. And I'm gonna go buy the book. I'm gonna spare no expense and do it. And that was the breakthrough, was doing it that way. I came back from that first ritual going, it is all real. I wasn't crazy, And it was like, instead of being painful or scary, or it felt more like, have you ever been at work all day and you're tired as shit and you come home and you take a shower and you go to bed and it feels like the greatest feeling in the world to just finally be in your own bed? He's like, no.
Now, I would consider I wasted my time if I did that. I have to do something productive outside of work, right? So,
I'm just saying, like, have you ever gone home? Like, you just go home and you're finally like, I found my bed. That's what it felt like to me. Like, I'm finally where I belong. Yeah. Huh. But there's something about the 40s. There's something about the 40s. Sorry, Flesh. There's something about the 40s.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because I didn't start evoking until like last year. It's been a little over a year ago. And the only reason I even did that was because I knew some goddess was trying to get in touch with me, and I had no fucking idea who it was, right? So then I was like, well, how do I contact her? And that's pretty much where I started at. So all those things I did, like the Tai Chi and Qigong I did after the war, those things I practiced kind of built up. So even though there was long periods of time afterwards, once I found what I should be doing at that time, in this case, evocation, man, it just took off.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the way I wrote Become the Maelstrom. There's the theory, the high theory. This is even if it's not fully explained, here's the high theory of what's going on with magic. Here's monism or non-dualism, whatever you like. Here's a couple of rules about it. Here's some framework for art versus, this and that. And then there's the methodology section where I'm giving you the skill by skill techniques, the how to meditate, how to do energy work. And then I have the path working section, which is applying it all. Well, most people are stupid and they go the other way. They start with the path working part. And as they're doing the path working, they try to develop the methods. And then someday they have the epiphany of the foundation. It's so silly. And I think that's why maybe the 40s is the time, is because up till then you're not patient enough and you haven't had enough life experience,
Yeah, I can see that with myself. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that could be why. I know in Hinduism, I think it's Hinduism, until you are 40, you're not really supposed to practice certain things. Or maybe that's Taoism, whatever it is. Certain things are only supposed to be done after 40, like magically and spiritually, Before that, you're still learning to be a cultured human being. You're supposed to have mastered various different cultural, spiritual techniques before you really start Kundalini, for example. You're not supposed to be 12 doing Kundalini. You're supposed to be, I guess, 40s, before you really mess with that stuff. There's a reason why. Because you are not mature. You are still prone to needing validation in the form of fantasy, flights of fantasy, so that even though you might be experiencing real things, you'll take them in a direction that is not healthy. Like, again, when you're a teenager, I have no doubt that half of these teenagers will be like, oh, we saw this and we saw a demon. I'm like, I'm sure you did. But they'll exaggerate everything, you know?
Yeah.
They'll turn it into...
I think they just more intensely, too.
I think it's not just more intensely. I think that they like wishful thinking, like they're compensating for other things. Sure. You know, like if you're an emo teenager and you just found Crowley last week and you're like, I'm going to be an evil motherfucker and blah, 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 do magic. That's what happens. People go, and we did this ritual and a demon showed up and you know what it said? It said I was the chosen one. It's almost like clockwork, You can, you know, occasionally there's a few gifted people in that age group, but for the most part, it's just avoid. Just let them be kids. Let them crash. Like, I don't teach kids. I won't teach a kid. Well, Norse, it's good from hearing you. Was there anything else you wanted to bring up? Because I think my voice is getting tired. And what do you think of the gate progress? Do you think the gate has been working where you are, or because I mean I feel pretty confident that we didn't cause any of the crisis going on, but I think people are waking up because of it. I don't know. What do you think? You tell me what you think. You're a valued member of the team.
I don't know how much of what's going on is due to general anxiety with COVID, right? Because numbers are going back up over here. So I can tell you that I see a lot more shadows in the neighborhood, and I can tell you I see a lot more even down in like downtown Honolulu and stuff. We see more of them there now too.
Okay.
But I have any of your gates increased in size by chance?
Well, my primary gate that I have right now, there's one right next to my house, and it's not getting any bigger. It's pretty much, it's bigger than like a couple of football fields, and so I'm not messing with it. But I haven't actually gone and inspected it lately. I've detached because, you know, I have a detachment theory about, non-attachment theory about doing my magic. I don't dwell on it much after I've done it. I just assume it's working, unless I feel strongly like something's gotten in the way. So I am, David Morgan says, sir, it's pronounced the coof. Yeah, because we got to be careful about saying that evil microparticle word, because occasionally that'll demoralize us because of YouTube. But don't worry about it, Norse. You're cool. No, I don't know if they grew in size, but I will say yesterday when I had an interaction with Belial for the first time in a long time, and when he came to me, it was the weirdest thing, because the first times I've seen him as me in the mirror, and I've seen like the two angels in a chariot form that some people have described. I've seen those two, but this last time was the weirdest because I asked him to show me what he really looks like. And what was weird was, and this is related, what was weird was because I suddenly saw myself like in a third person perspective, and saw without seeing. I can't explain it better than that. I saw without seeing a presence behind me, observing me. And then I went back into myself and I felt like I don't dare look upon Belial for his. I'm like, so what form do you want to take? Do you want to be like a red-faced demon? What do you want, like dude in armor, like people describe? What do you look like? And it was like, see me as nothing. I was like, oh, that's weird. And as I'm doing that, then I kind of snap out of it and I look up and I'm kind of tired. I'm sitting in my chair and I look up and I see in my mind's eye shadowy tentacles reaching from where I know my gates are across the sky. So I don't know if that was just my wishful thinking, because I wasn't attempting to do anything. It just came to me like that. I don't know if that means it grew in size, but I will say that judging by people's reaction to current events, how people are awakening to the very real corruptions and issues that are going on, and people are being confronted by their worst fears and their worst denials right now. Like, everyone's been in so much denial. Oh, the government wouldn't ever do these things. Well, here they are doing it. Oh, you can trust this and that. Well, you can't. Now, maybe it's not the government. Maybe it's just parts of the government. My point is that people are realizing that the world isn't this like bum 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 Mr. Sandman. People are realizing it's not like that, and they're really getting faced with everything that I believed was a lie, And to me, that is like, certainly, remember what we did. We opened the gates for Legion specifically, which implies all of them, but Legion specifically. Now, Legion is big picture stuff. Legion is not one of the big shadows. He's all of them, and he deals with community, global, big picture items, world things. I don't think he caused anything. Although I will say, you know, Shadow Priest and I, we did gates way before you guys did, and we did them right around the crack at the beginning of the microparticle problem. It was early on, but the microparticle was already here, but we did it in the early stages. So, and we saw little shifts and changes. So I will say, for me personally, I've had a lot of my own shadows that I've been confronting and dealing with, and honesty that has to happen to confront them properly in a non-adversarial way. So I guess maybe my perspective is more psychological, and you've been seeing them like visually or physically, which is also important, you know. So do you have any estimation of what their activities are? Are they just around? Do you see them around people? Do you feel like people are changing? What would you say to that? Anything or no?
See, I'm not around people.
I hear you, dude. Neither am I. That's why I don't have, I'm watching mostly on the internet, but.
You know, my lifestyle didn't change with this current thing going on, right?
Right.
It's so I can't give an honest, I can't give any feedback on that one because I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out. I mean, it's, you know, you're saying it's going to get better. I'm saying it's going to, I mean, of course, everything will eventually normalize and it'll get back to normal life, I guess, whatever that means, though. I think that's the question. You know, will it be the same normal life? I don't think so. I think there's going to be a lot that's going to be different soon. I think that we're still in the early stages of the worst of it. I think it's going to get even worse, to be honest. I think, you know, I think no matter, like, for example, with the stuff we don't want to talk about, no matter who wins, it's going to get worse. Get some food and get some stuff. You don't need years and shit. Just get a little bit, because unless you're like in a place where you know it will always be available. I don't mean if you live next to a supermarket, you're like, oh, there's always going to be food there. No, there isn't. You found out with the stuff before. Just for peace of mind's sake, maybe a month worth of dry goods. It's not that expensive, you know, get something. And if you're wrong, if I'm wrong, work it into your normal food. Just get stuff that you'd eat. Get a lot of extra rice, get some tuna fish, get some maybe those Mountain House or whatever the fuck it is. Get some stuff like that. You don't need a lot. Just so you have peace of mind, because that's all I'm going to say. You know, the things that I see and the things that my contemporaries are seeing are worrying, we'll say. Worrying is the right word. Worrying. It's not holy shit, the asteroid's right there, it's about to hit us. It's more like the wind's shifting. I feel like a storm's coming. So if we're wrong, you get to say, Thorne, I bought, you know, $100 worth of rice and beans. The fuck, man. Sorry, man. I hope you like soup. You know, that's not the end of the world.
Yeah, $100 isn't going to go far here in Hawaii, man.
What's that?
It's isn't going to go very far here in Hawaii, dude.
Well, if you get rice and beans, it can go real. I mean, like for $100 on rice and beans, you can go several months per person easily. Like you just, it's not a lot, man. It's not. You won't be happy without some seasoning and shit, but that's your staple. And then you add on top of that your meats and stuff. Trust me, I know a lot of poor people who those motherfuckers come from other countries, and they're like, you know, what do you buy when you don't, like, you got paid this week and you got $5? He's like, I have, you know, I'm gonna buy some rice and beans and stuff, and it'll get me through the week. You know, it will.
I've been there.
Somebody was saying ramen. I'm like, yeah, man. We called it bum food growing up because you could spend. Back in the day, $1 would buy you like 5 packets of ramen. I think now it's like $1 each. When I was back in the day, it was like $1 and you get 5 packs. And we called it bum food because like some starving guy on the street, you just give him a quarter and you just fed him. So, you know.
Yeah, fucking truckload of ramen noodles crashes on the highway and they're out like $10.
They're out $10 if that. Yeah. An entire fucking giant 18-wheeler crashed. Yeah, I remember that meme. That was a great meme. So.
And hey, I wanted to say something too. I'm not getting things crisscrossed here. Norse, you're the one who made the wands out of driftwood and things, right?
Oh, yeah, still do.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep, I make
fucking
them out of
yeah! Now that I have you here on voice chat, I just want to say those are so fucking awesome.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I've probably got like 5 or 6 that are almost ready to go. You got to sand them and then rinse them off and wait for them to dry and then sand them. You got to do it like 5 or 6 times.
I think that's brilliant using the driftwood, to be honest. I really do. I'm bringing this out for a reason, but I think that's brilliant. So do they give you any advantage, like when working with water energy, would you say, or is it, would you agree or no?
I don't see it as just water though, because the water has a whole bunch of stuff in it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's absorbed. Like there's a piece of wood I have over here that is easily twice the weight that it should be, you know, because there's so much stuff that it's soaked up over time. It kind of like pickled it, right?
Okay. Yep.
So it's super. So it's also going to have all whatever residual elements are inside the water too. So
okay. Yep. That's true, because there's a lot of. I mean, you got your salt, you got your chemicals, your minerals in there, and it is wood, so it's of the earth element there by the living earth element too. So, very interesting.
I just love that too, because when I don't go on Amazon or anything like that when I need items for my work. I go to secondhand stores, Goodwill and whatnot, because I want something that has a story to it, like something that's been broken in, and that's any piece of wood can do pretty well. I've had lots of success with stuff just out of my walks in the forest, but something that's actually traveled like that through the ocean and what that's seen. Oh man, that's
picked up a lot of. It's picked up. The thing is, the key is an object must be recognizable as that object for as long as possible, so its egregore has time to fully ferment and become, even if it's been hidden in a safe, doesn't matter. Just the knowledge that holy shit, that's 1,000 years old or something, will immediately just be like boom, you can feel it. Like the staff that I use a lot, the one you guys know with the ball at the end, I have it over here. This one, I got this like, shit man, 2002 maybe? And it was originally a big full-length staff, and I cut it down so my mom could use it as a prop for my wedding. And I put it in a closet thinking this is dumb. It had a glass jewel in it. I don't need it, but I don't want to throw it out because it looks cool, but it's kind of dumb. So I kind of, got rid of it. And then I got back into magic. I'm like, I really want a fucking magical staff that's cool again. And I saw it in the back of the closet, like seeing freaking Excalibur in the back of the closet. I was like, oh! And I dragged it out. Yeah, and I dragged it out, and I was like, I'm going to make you beautiful, because it was like crappy, it was like regular plain wood. I'm like, I'm going to stain you, and I'm going to put a new ball in there. It took me months to find a ball that would fit. I took the glass out and put in, it's still glass, but it's obsidian now instead of like blown glass. So, it's something, you're exactly right. That's why I said driftwood is such a beautiful idea, because of exactly what you guys are saying. And in a similar token, that's why I like this, because it's 20 plus years old. Well, I guess less than 20, years old now. And it's got that feel. Like this is it's something. Now, meanwhile, here I am. I brought this out because I'm trying to make a new staff using a new type of script, which you probably won't be able to see, which is probably for the best, but a new type of script that I got from King Paimon. You guys saw the new Trinity of Self design that I did on Discord, which I will
really
eventually.
Fucking dope too.
Yeah, I've got it hiding over here. It's actually 2 of them in one. So, and when I overlay them, it looks extra. So, like this is the new version. So, just so you guys can see that. Yeah. There's a reason for it. I'll get into it later on. But I was going to ask you guys, as woodworky type of people, do you guys have any recommendation on the best way to carve something like this with the intricate sigil type stuff? Just using a Dremel, is that what you guys would recommend, or can you think of something better that wouldn't be problematic?
So,
see, I don't burn it if I'm doing something like that.
You'd burn it?
That's what I would do, but I'm not a carver like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm not a carver either. The issue that I've always had when I run into Dremels is that they're wonderful fucking tools, but especially if you are trying to go not perfectly perpendicular to the grain or parallel with it, if you're trying to go at that weird angle, it's going to want to bite
Jump.
into that grain. And yeah, so...
Because I had that problem with some of my sigils on this staff, is I have a Lucifer and a Nyarlathotep, and it's like, they look good, but I wanted to cover them up at one point because it's like, they're like, ying! Like, oh, fuck. You know?
Yeah, so the best piece of advice that I can give you from my limited amount of experience with that is actually to take an X-Acto knife or something like that
and do it by hand hard
really
way. Yeah.
take your time to like start out really soft, breaking those wood fibers and making a line, and then going heavier and define the line a little bit more. And then I'm actually right with Norse. I've had the best success with wood burning it, not using a Dremel. And once you have that established line, it will really find purchase in there, not want to fucking go everywhere on you.
So you're saying either way, even if I do want to use a Dremel, start with that other way first to at least get it.
Yeah,
like
fucking break the fibers, make a good line with a blade.
Okay, because this is actually a softer kind of wood. It's white waxwood, which is really good for martial arts, but it's not a hardwood. So it dents, theoretically. I guess you can, if you really push, you can, not too bad.
Yeah, it's not even the softness of the wood that fucks it up. It's just those grains that are ripping in other ways.
I mean, the thing I like about white wax is it's structurally one of the strongest woods for a staff you can get because it bends so... I wouldn't say it over bends, but it definitely bends way... Like, I don't know if you could break this the normal way. Like, I don't know. It would take a lot to break, white wax. It's basically a sapling that's, like, rubbery. But still stiff enough to deliver a wallop if you hit somebody. But, yeah, no, I like it. So I'm going to fuck with it. Maybe by the next time I go on, I'll have it ready. So I'm going to probably stain it dark like this. No, that's cool, Norse. I'm glad you do those driftwood wands. That's actually really cool. I want to mess with that.
I also, it sounds kind of corny, but since I started living here, I've started paying more attention to land spirits too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And so take some wood. If I don't leave an offering there, then I leave an offering back here at the house. As a way of saying thank you to them for doing that. They've helped out with neighbor problems, so I'll take it, right?
Looks like Eric Coetting is in the chat. What's up, Eric? I guess he got done with his family stuff. Happy Thanksgiving and Turkey Day, my brother. I called it Turkey Turkey Genocide Day. Unfortunately, we're just getting ready to wrap up, though, so I kind of feel bad that he's here now. But we'll be hanging out with him tomorrow, hopefully. So everybody say hi to Eric Coetting in the chat, everybody. Eric Coetting, my brother, my friend. So, Norse, it was a pleasure having you on again, brother. Call in again anytime. I think we're going to wrap up now, though. So, but thanks for calling in, man.
All right. You guys have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Fucking great hearing from you, dude.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
Out.
All right. All right, all right, as Matthew McConaughey might say.
All right, all right, all right.
All right, all right. What was that from? That wasn't from Dazed and Confused, was it?
Oh, man, I don't know. I'm a fucking millennial. I know the meme. I don't know the source.
What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of this. I don't know. I'm a fucking Xer and I'm retarded, so. Oh, no, I said the horrible word.
Matthew McConaughey?
No, and I don't know what movie it's from, though.
Time to look it up.
So earlier I said I was snapshotting that conversation about the Men in Black and the fucking Sun article, right?
Yep.
So next week, I know last week I said it, but I want to do motherfucking Mothman next week because it's one of my favorite cryptids. And after I do Mothman, though, there's something that I kind of forgot about until I was brushing up on the Mothman story in preparation. There's a lot of fucking Men in Black shit associated with it. So I think that might make an interesting segue into the next episode. And then off Men in Black, of course, we got to talk about motherfucking aliens.
Sure. I think I'll have a little bit more to say about the aliens than the other two things, just because I know a little bit about those other things. Don't get me wrong. It's just that I'm going to be more like my opinion is more, I don't know.
No, that's actually perfect because I don't know how much you're going to have to say about Mothman. Like, frankly, that's just going to be a circle jerk of one for me.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a bunch of theories and things involved with Men in Black that like, because a lot of people think, you know, government agents, this weird shit, but there's actually so many more theories that take such interesting and weird turns. There's a bunch of shit that can I don't want to give too much away, but there's some magical rabbit holes we can go down with the Men in Black, which sounds a little bit nutty.
Well, I don't think it's nutty. I don't know what it is. I know that there's a lot of stories about it, and just like anything that has to do with weird shit and conspiracy theories, I'm sure there's a double dollop of truth and a triple dollop of bullshit, and it's all mixed together in a bucket of crap. So, you know, what exactly matters is it's a shit show, because it's you know, there's something there. Like when we talk about aliens, my big fundamental thing is I'm not doubting the existence of alien life whatsoever. I sort of doubt that they're here in the physical form, but alien intelligences could be here. It could be that King Paimon is a fucking alien. I don't know.
Oh, but
that is what a lot of people would say.
I think you're thinking of nuts and bolts aliens. You don't know if they're here in the physical, but what if they don't need to be physical?
Well, that's been and I'm going to bring this up again when we do talk about the aliens, is this idea that we have to travel by body is very primitive. I do not believe that if you have, I think that when humans finally colonize the stars, it won't be physically. I think it's going to be psycho-spiritual is what I think is going to happen. Maybe it'll be with VR and robots, and we will be floating in space, and I don't think Earth is going to be our home forever, no. Don't believe that. But do I think we're all going to get on board, you know, Millennium Falcons and fly to other galaxies? No, not in the slightest. I think the whole idea of taking your body, your physical body, and flying to another planet outside of your solar system is fine, but in the time spans that humans live, no, I don't think so. I don't even think it'll be possible with, maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, holy fuck yes, sign me up for that trip. But I don't think personally that it will be that way. What I do think, however, is that through some sort of maybe combination of psychedelics, you know, neurostimulation with electronics, something, people will find out that they are not their body and that they can translocate spiritually.
You are not your fucking khakis.
You're not your khakis. And you will translocate in that way. I really do believe that that is what real travel will probably be more like. I think it'll be more like dimensional travel than it will be distance travel. I don't think your body will shift. I think you will go, though, because it's so inefficient. Why do we have to carry this meat suit around? It weighs so much. It's so ridiculous. The thing that we care about is this little, not even honestly the brain. It's our identity that we're concerned about. Our identity is what we want to transfer to another world.
Oh, but okay. So, you know what? Branching off that, and because somebody, who the fuck just brought that up? Somebody brought up altered carbon in the chat.
Similar concept. I only watched a few episodes. I didn't really care for it, but I liked the concept.
Matthew's test is the one that brought it up. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Yeah, it's a great concept, and it's basically what I'm saying. Does that mean that you will have a body when you get there? Maybe the body that you have is one of the people that live there. How many people that are walking around right now are other kin and really believe that there's something else? What if they're not wrong? What if on some level they're not wrong? Okay. That's all I'm going to say. You know, there's more to, what if alien abductions are just dreams, but the dreams, just because they're dreams doesn't mean it's just a dream. You were abducted. Your consciousness was abducted and you were subjected to whatever experience that resulted in. Does that mean that it didn't happen? No, it was, what was the thing that it happened to? You know, they have like jokingly put, the anal probe, did it happen to your body, or was the anal probe symbolic of a psychic rape, basically, where this alien being just went into your memories and read your brain? You know, I don't know. Maybe.
You know, I Somebody actually told me an interesting theory they had once too, which this is not to discredit or say, oh, it must have just been this for everybody who had those types of abduction scenarios, but this is just
I've had them. Not gonna lie.
This is just one interesting theory they had that you know, a lot of these scenarios come from a similar space where they're in a comfortable place of home, a warm place in their bed, when this bright light from nowhere starts shining in, and the next thing they know, it's just they're somewhere else, and there's just this blinding light and strange looking people standing over them, and they're probing them, and you know, normally there's an anal probe involved. And they said that sounds like it could be a dream state that they're in, where they're reliving the moment of their birth. You know, either symbolically or whatnot. These strange looking creatures, doctors in masks,
because that's what it would be like. And honestly, would you like? Does a baby recognize a doctor? No. In fact, people would say, "Oh no, babies only see like shapes and shadows and light, but they don't." It's not only that they're physically incapable, is that they're psychologically incapable of putting it together because they've never seen it before. It's just blobs. So we're going to bring this up very soon. We'll have an alien night very soon.
Fuck yes,
I think EA wanted to be in on that. So we'll see if we can schedule it with him.
If he wants to be in on that, abso-fucking-lutely. But next week it's fucking Mothman.
All right,
it's
so next week,
Mothman and his glorious
dumpster.
So
let's do like you said. We'll do Mothman. We'll do MIBs. And aliens, maybe we'll do that all in one shot. I don't know, but we'll go that direction. We'll do that.
Whew, I mean, just aliens alone, that's a lot of fucking ground to cover.
Maybe. We can always go back and forth on it a few times. We can come back to it.
Ooh, David Morgan says he has a story in that vein to share. I don't know if that's Mothman, Men in Black, or aliens, but no matter what, I fucking want to hear it, dude.
David's active as fuck on the Discord, so he can tell us on Discord. We'll read it there. So, all right. So let's do a recap, because I got to go to the bathroom and I'm hungry and it's late and my wife wants to get tucked in after all this.
And frankly, I'm fucking exhausted.
Yeah, my voice is shot. Like, I feel the burn. Eric, I want you on again soon, dude. Let's have you on. We'll talk. And we're going to hang out tomorrow anyway. He's got to show us how to get that fucking badass armor and Remnant. I want to see that.
Fucking Eric, by the way. Yesterday I actually got off work early. And so I was like,
you get off at work, or get off on work, or get off from work?
Hey man, you gotta get off on company time. Boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I get a handful of never peace of mind. I got off early. I was like, oh hey, bitchin', maybe I could actually catch a EA co-editing live stream as it's happening this time. And I got home and fucking turned it on, and the stream had just ended.
Oh, tits on a bike.
Bitch.
Oh man.
Yep. Wasn't meant to be. But yeah, so one thing I actually forgot to plug earlier, but I want to make sure.
I forgot too.
For the
I know
people,
what you're going to say.
For the people that are here, we did a long buy our crap segment earlier, so I'm not going to do a full one again here.
We kind of have to. That's the closing 5 minutes, but.
Well, here's a small little buy our crap plug from me for you. Is that holidays are coming up, and DH has a sale on the Teespring store for 15% off if you use the code. Oh man, I fucking love this. Krampus666. Then you get 15% off whatever your order is. There's good crap there. I have some of that good crap in my closet.
In fact, in a moment, I will show you guys the store so you can see the crap, just so we get it done. I love you guys to stick around while I'm doing the buy my crap part, just because it's like, it's not even that you guys like even necessarily buy any of it. It's like you just sit here listening to it. It's like, no, it's cool. Like, we're just going to sit here as Thorne is just like, yeah, buy my crap. And it doesn't even phase you guys. It's not like, oh, I watch the sub. I watch the people watching, and it maybe goes down 5 or 10. But there's still like 30 or 40 people watching that part. I think that's cute, guys. I really do. All right, hold on a minute.
And you know what? I want to say, too, I fucking came in tonight just totally expecting, like, we're probably going to have a couple people. It's going to be like 7 people. It's fucking Turkey Day. I expect that. But I wanted to be here for everybody who doesn't have people to celebrate with. Like, I want to like, fuck it. You all are at our table. Like, let's just celebrate together and hang out together tonight. I wasn't expecting this many people. Like, I was going to be fine if it was just us, but fucking all you being here, fucking love you.
We were down maybe 5. Like, it wasn't even that many of them, from, like, maybe 5 or 10. Like, we got more than double or triple than I expected. Anyway, here's the store, guys. I've got, this is like everyone's favorite t-shirt. Like, everyone loves this one. So it's a cool t-shirt. And this is everyone's favorite tapestry. I've got it in poster form. You can get it in wall tapestry, big sizes, all the way up to, like, I don't know, big, McLarge, huge. Like, you can do canvas print.
Oh, fuck, excuse me.
Poster, canvas print, wall tapestry.
To mute my mic.
That's okay, dude. You've been doing that a lot tonight. Yeah, you can get this before Christmas. Look at the size you can go. It's 104 inches. That's fucking huge. That's what I got behind me is the small one. Just, you know.
That's like 103 inches more than what I have.
Right? Like, it's fucking... Okay, cheese wheel. So there's a lot of stuff on here, but there's also... Nobody seems to be interested in it, but I also have shirts with a couple of demon sigils on it, and I don't know, I guess people didn't see them, but there's one for Malphas and one for King Person so far. So, and there's posters to go along with it. And the posters are cool because I put information, so they're not just posters, you can use them a little bit. So
Jeffr524, unfortunately no shirts on Amazon, that's just for the books. And Matthew's Test says, thanks for another great stream.
You're welcome, Matthew's
Thank you
Test.
for being here, part of it, man.
Yeah, all the shirts are on Teespring. So the Teespring link I will put in.
I'm just going to call those last ones the fucking Flesh Priest shirts because you fucking put those up there custom for me.
I did. I put a couple of them up there custom for you and Matt too. Yeah, these guys, yeah, these are all for you and Matt because you guys are like, I like showing my armpit hair. And I'm like, okay.
I want that, but can you give it to me in a certain way? Like, I need this shit removed.
and you're fucking on Discord with me like, okay, well, hey, here's the design. Do you want it like this or do you want it like that? And suddenly I started feeling bad, like, oh, dude, any of those ways would be good.
Minutes, man. It didn't take long. So I have my I have the Legion tapestry. Again, 15% off. You know, pretty much takes care of most of the shipping. So if not all of it. And the Etsy store, as you can see, let me refresh it, see if anybody else bought anything. Nope. So we sold one mirror tonight. These are the ones that are still up for grabs, along with my books. Signed copies of my books, mind you. So if they're interesting to you guys, you know, that's what I got. Oops, I shouldn't have closed it right away. So this is like my favorite one. I like this one. So about it.
Real 93 says, get Styx Hexenhammer 666 on the show.
You get him on my show. I want to talk to that motherfucker. I will talk to him. I might actually have a little bone to pick with him because I think he's been blackpilled so bad by what's going on lately that, like, I feel like I want to be like, what are you doing? Don't give up, brother. We need you. We need you. You're half the reason we're here. Like, we need you right now. We need you to be on point and not giving up until the fat lady motherfucking sings. This shit is not over. And I ain't heard no fat lady yet, so we're still in the game. But yeah, no, I would love to have him on because as an occultist, he's...
Oh yeah, Hillary didn't run this year.
As an occultist, he's interesting because he, like me, attests his success, and he's had great success, to his occult practices. That he did rituals with demons that literally made him successful. So he's an interesting character. I would love to get him on. And I think that the thing that would be fun is that, like, he and I would disagree about a lot of fundamental things, but his knowledge of, I mean, the guy's transcribed, what, almost 200, 300 books now of the occult? He's transcribed and made new edits of old books up the wazang. So he's probably a walking encyclopedia of, oh yeah, so in this book, this is what it was said. So he would be fascinating to have on. I would love to talk to him. But, you know, I have a lot of respect for him. Hopefully he'd feel the same way about me because I have a lot of respect for the guy. So, just saying.
I mean, fuck, when I go to your channel, it's, you know, you scroll to the bottom of your main page and it says, my favorite YouTube channels. And you go over, what is this, 6? Yeah, he's number 7 on there. I noticed suspiciously my channel is not on there.
You never wanted it on there. You said I don't exist. Don't go to my channel. What the fuck, dude?
That's beside the point. I was just saying he's on there.
All right. You know what? We're going to have to gaslight each other when we get off this call then. I mean, I got Balg on there. I got EA Quedding's thing on there. You know, I love him like a brother. I guess I don't love you. I guess you're right.
Come on, man. Earlier I was your elbow, and now I'm nothing.
Hey, without my elbow, I couldn't do this show. Okay?
Have nothing but nub.
Oh my God. Good night, everybody. I'll see you guys next week. We will hang out next week. Next week on Thursday. Buy our crap. Go down the description of this video. There's a lot of crap down there you can buy. I see everybody's love in the comments. Thank you guys so much. And I appreciate you guys. And we'll see you next week. Thank you for sharing your holiday with us. And until next time, mind the shadows.
And fucking hail to you.